Huh. Alright, let's see here. So I need to go up a little bit. I mean, I like that. Huh. So it needs to go a little bit more. It's angled. Okay. Let's try that. And let's go, Michael. Let's try that. DGE Craps Systems would be my advice if you want to know how to like start out. That's what I would do. And then after that, I'd probably do something around the lines of like, you know, oh, look at that, rare achievement, Widow of Opportunity. I'd probably do Craps playlists, and then past that, I'd probably do something like, you know, why does that just not look good? Let me check the old live stream. Let's see, right here. Okay, I can live with that. All right. So the batteries work. Look at that. So you guys are gonna have to tell me. I'm gonna just gotta go through these videos and see what they're all about. I might have to like check over, like, you know, I'm gonna be sitting here looking at the comments as best I can. You know what I got. Ooh, it's only my head. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. All right, craps. Let's see here. Huh. Well, that's just slick as a bun. You know what? I could be that this is also, the TV's kind of angled as well. So, let's see what that does. Oh, baby. I like it. And on top of that, I can sit here and I guess I can turn off the lights too. I mean, I got the background lights, but I guess I don't need the big lights. All right, and on top of all that, all right, it shows the full thing. The only thing that I'm a little bit about would be, I can put the microphone in. If only you guys knew what this thing was on, you would unsubscribe immediately. All right, we got audio. We got the microphone plugged in. Does everyone hear me okay? Hopefully y'all can. Let me know that y'all can hear me okay. Look at the hair. Loud and clear. Okay. Cool. All right, well, Massive win on craps. Biggest so far by all casino action. And it's in 4K. And in case you guys don't know, I'm like standing up. So you gotta deal with that as you deal with that. Alright, so let's just get on with this. Oh, look at that fat ad. You're going to be seeing a lot of that. I don't even know if I have a remote out here. Do I? I never listened to this thing on like, oh, there it is. Okay. Well, that's just cool as punch.
Okay, so, today, playing some craps.
El Cortez.
Moving up in the world, buying it for $3,000.
Buying it for $3,000.
I'm going to do a little challenge today. I'm going to start with the pass line, and after the come out, I'm going to do a quarter on every hard way. And if we hit, I'm going to try parlaying.
All right, I got to back it up because I wasn't even paying attention. All right, so we're going to start at 1.
Today, playing some craps.
All right, before I start anything, let's go ahead and knock out a couple things. So based on this as it stands, El Cortez, 16 for 1 on 11, 31 for 1, so you're getting a 5-1 on the bunk. Hey Dave. El Cortez, all tall and small, 150, you got your hops. Bonus bets, I don't see any kind of fire bet action here on the rim, so there's no fire bets. You have a 3K buy-in. I think that's it for right now. $5. Boop. Cool. And if anyone has any questions, just say as goes.
We are actually buying it for a little more. Moving up in the world, buying it for $3,000.
$3,000.
I want to try doing a little challenge today.
Challenge.
I'm going to start with the pass line, and after the come out, I'm going to do a quarter on every hard way. And if we hit, I'm going to try parlaying at least once. See if we get.
Okay. What? Okay, so he's saying that he's going to throw a pass line out there and then do all the hard ways and then parlay it. So based on this, I mean, this is October 30th, so it's just happened. All right, so based on that, you're doing a pass line bet. So you are a favorite to win on come out, but it switches obviously to the favorite to lose the minute you get onto a point. You're doing all the hard ways. So essentially, you're looking at hitting maybe once. If it was me doing this, I'd hit maybe once right here and maybe come down. Now you're doing hard ways. You're not doing hops. All the hard ways. And the reason why I'm a little bit against the hard ways is that, I mean, you look at this, you know, a 3, 10 for 1 on a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, that's 198, 18. So you're getting an 8-1 unfavorite to win that, okay? So a lot of times people ask me when you do the 4 and 10, why is it that you don't go back to the hard 4 or the hard 10 to sit here and offset some of the BS that's going on right now? And the biggest issue is that if you do stuff like that, you know, you're cutting into profit to right here. And in your mind, you're thinking of one action. You're saying, well, I'm taking a 3 out of 36 to be more of a, or a 4 out of 36, is it? 6, 5, 4, 3. 3 out of 36 and reducing it now to a 2 out of 36, so a 1 in 18 chance because of this. But the problem when you have those mentalities is that, number one, if you're doing progression betting, it's not going to end out where you want to because you're kind of cutting into profit doing stuff like this. At the end of the day, you can reduce the 4 and 10s down. You're doing hard ways on here. I've seen hard way progressions, and I've thought about hard way progressions. The problem is that it's going into the conversation, if you're going to do all the hard ways and try to do parlays against or parlays with, there's other things you can be doing in this time period to not sit here and play with hard ways to get 10 for 1s and double presses and stuff like that. So take it which will.
Hit something.
Hit something.
It's the way to do it, but we have to be very lucky. So.
Very lucky. I see, like he starts this out with, you have to be very lucky, which is never a good thing when talking about crap strategy.
Make them all for a quarter.
Make them all for a quarter. Bad bet. And the reason why it's a bad bet is you're doing a make them all from 100. You know, those things can come once a shift of 8 hours. It can come once a day in 24 hours. To just start out with a $25. So I want you to think about this. The average of 7s is every 6 rolls. 6-to-1 ratio. So in saying that, you're doing a 6-to-1 ratio to make them all. So you're talking, that's like every 6 rolls you're paying $25. That means in a group of 10, you could have 60 rolls, and in that 60 rolls, you're paying 6 $25 bets. So that means that every orbit of a full table, potentially, you're paying at minimum $150. That's not counting come out sevens or sevens in between and 0.7s outs. Wow. All right, cool.
So we're going to try to get 225 times 9 is, yeah, it'd be like $2 grand if we get back to back our win number. That's the challenge today. Really got the low. You got the first spin. Wow. Wow, okay.
Wow, okay. So he's down 25. But he hits his hops.
I know.
Or his world bet. So he's covering his pass line with hops. Doing it again. It's a money churn. Because you're winning and losing in places. But okay.
Make the main bet.
He does $10, I think.
I've done 3 in a row. That was not on the channel, but on my own.
See these rolls, but look how far they run. 10. Okay. So right here is a 2-to-1 favorite to lose the pass line. He's not on the all. And like I said, I'm reading this so I can hear your questions.
Hitting the high way actually covers the cost of, hitting the high-low, it covers the cost of this. And we'll do a come bet. And hopefully if we hit that 10 hard.
All right, let's go ahead and pause here. All right, so let's just look at the setup here. And the reason why is because the setup goes the best. So you got, I'm assuming $10 on your Cortez pass line. So $10 means that you're probably at a $10 table. That means you're probably at the Cortez looking at a $2,000 or $3,000 max bet. 2, 3, 4x odds. No, that can't be right because you're doing 10x in there. So you got $10 on a 10, and you're putting 100 to win 200. I'm assuming on that black chip. So right here, you're a 2-to-1 favorite to lose that, and you're pressuring that 2-to-1 favorite to lose with this. You have no compensation on a 7 except for the come bet, which is the come bet, you're looking at $10. So realistically, you're risking 125, 225, $235 to hit everything but 7s, but you're risking $10 to make that 7. So right there, you already can tell that you're so geared toward a 10 and not hitting the most common, which is a 7, and you're doing no kind of okay, cool. Let's see what happens. This is his biggest win so far.
Any hard way.
Any hard way.
We're going to hit a hard 4, that's my guess. Soft 8.
A soft 8. He loses his hard way. So he's right now, he went from up 75. He went from losing 25 to making 100 for the hop for the world, but losing the rest. So right there, I mean, he should be like even or down. Okay.
No, leave it down. If it hits, it hits.
If it hits, it hits. Leave it down.
Give it one shot. I gotta give it one shot every roll.
So he's doing no progressions. So even progressions will probably be your best bet trying to get hard 4s.
That's good.
3 loses the combat.
On the bonus, so.
He's on the bonus. So basically he's trying to promote that he's winning because he's hitting bonus bets which don't pay out nothing. Hard 8. Gets paid right there on his parlay, which is kind of cool.
He asked me if I wanted to back up, but I know, right? We were really going to hit it. I said from the get-go, I had a plan. Hey, money's money. It's only an extra. We want 100.
Money is money, guys.
10-point easy. Okay.
Boom. Hit his first point, which is 10. 200 in the back. So right now he's at like 300 up, maybe? Plus there's an 8. That's par. That's doing combat lines. $20 high-low. God. Cool.
Midnight would be perfect, actually.
Midnight would not be perfect. You're losing your pass line.
Put some pressure on. Good God. No odds. That's a disaster.
$50 lost right there. Hit his 8. So he's basically just staying. So the key point of his strategy, and I'm going to throw this out there to show the 12 people. So right now, I already said the biggest winning crap. So this is going to be a positive video. But understandably, let's talk about this. What does he made money on? Okay, he's made money on an 8 and just an 8. He's not made anything on the small yet, or the all yet, so let's not talk about that. He made money on a point, being the 10. So he's made 1 point and hit an 8 twice. Now, if you're trying to break down these strategies, he's got, he had $100 right here on your hard ways. He had $25 on all that's still going. He's lost half of his investment here, okay? So you're talking about doing something that right here, this gambit is not playing in at any means to his comeback gambits. It's not backdooring, it's just supplementary. So basically, I could say, well, okay, you're doing your comeback progressions with pass line with odds, which is fine. Do what you got to do on that one. If that's what you want to do, do it. But you're not protecting yourself doing the hard ways. You're just looking for these one-off hits. And my question would be, if you're going to sit here and do hits like this, why not supplement saying, okay, how about cover half with half? So if you're going to do a 6 and 8, if your main money is going to come from the come line and your main biggest payouts are in the inside box numbers, stop messing with the come bet and just do box numbers and just let them run. If you're going to do a pass line bet, start low and progress up and do odds on the winners, so that's going to go. Hard ways is going to basically just wash itself out anyway. Technically speaking, you are not going to ever win on the hard ways if you're not doing some kind of weighted progression. And the reason why is because, to hit, let's just say, using this as an example, hitting a 3 is 16 for 1. Well, that's not true odds. Let's just do a deuce. Deuce right here, you can't even see it, but a deuce is 31 for 1. Well, the odds of you throwing a deuce is 36 to 1. So even when you make that bet, you're losing $5. So you're essentially just saying, I'm trying to get lucky. And he's already said, I'm just trying to get lucky. He said the benefit of the strategy, I'm trying to get lucky. So I'm using his own words, but you're talking about getting lucky. But look at his spread outs. I mean, he could tighten up these two right here and kick that out. And instead of doing this, say, okay, I'm going to, in fact, I would say even better, take your 4s and 10s, do your hard way 4 and 10s, but leave your 6 and 8s empty because you're going to be pressuring that 6 and 8 anyway, because that's going to be most of your hits in general, okay? So why would you even kind of mess with the hard ways when you just do the 6 and 8 and press and regress as you go, and then have the 4 and 10 as your outsides, and then you can line those up exponentially. Because they're rare to hit, that means you won't be pulling them down as much. But you're going to lose them, but you're not going to be hitting them as much either. So that can kind of offset that to be doing there, and obviously the 25 all is still going. So, I mean, right now he's on his second point, which is an 8. He's made the 10, he's made the 8, or he hasn't made the 8, but he hit the 8 come bet line. So right here, that tells me that you should be betting right here without doing any kind of research. Bet heavy your first point, put pressure on the 6 and 8. It looks like these are going to be wash bets anyway. I don't even know why he's doing highs and lows. I'm guessing he's doing highs and lows to account for his $10 pass line, but it doesn't matter because you're putting max odds on the 8 for 100 anyway. So why are you worried about losing $10? Why? I mean, that should be nothing. But once again, it's a lucky roll. Okay, moving on.
One more, yeah. If I rolled 1 hard 8 at the beginning, by the way, if I rolled 1 hard 8, I would have made thousands. Oh.
Okay. And this is something that's, I know I'm like, this is going to take an hour to do one video. But in saying this, that is never a good mentality to have when going to a casino. If you're already saying, if I would have done this, I would have made thousands. Well, yeah, because, yeah, if you know the future, you're going to make that. You should make millions. I don't even know why you're stopping at thousands. You just know when to press the field. You know when to do the 12s. You know when to do the 9s. You know when to do the don'ts. So that right there, that comment in itself is kind of false. So, and that's a bad juju. You should never get in the habit of telling yourself, if I would have hit, I would have made this. Because you should constantly be knowing your bankroll versus your bets out there versus what happens if the bets hit or lose. So you should be constantly thinking forward, and you can do your revisions afterwards or in practice. You should always be here with the plan.
Okay, well, all right, well now we'll add the hard 8 and the hard 10. Yeah, put it back up.
Well, now he's putting it back up on the second point. You're already scared to run to 7 that way. But he made money, so I know he's making money.
5, okay, 5. No field 5, right? So
He always puts $100 odds on everything.
We're even on 7.
So he's hoping for 3 10s before a 7, an 8 before a 7, a 5 before a 7, and hard ways before a 7.
How did I know?
Okay, so watch this. Even better. So you're talking about getting paid and stuff like that. He rolls, makes a point. He has not rolled a 7 yet, okay? So I can't remember how many rolls he's done, but he's done only, I think, about 6. Now I want to really kind of drive home. I had Victor up last night. As soon as I pressed, that's when 7 hit. Should have played DG's. See right here. Should have played DG's, Biff says. But right here, I want to show you the fallacy of some of these strategies. And this can actually help you in the long term. But he has hit an 8 twice. He's hit, he's hit 8 twice. He's putting these comebacks on. But right here, I want you to stop right here. On a $3,000 bankroll, I think he's up a couple $100. He's probably lost like $100. But right here, he has 100, 125, 225, 325, 425, 525, 535, 545, 565, 575, and he's about to have that for a 585. So you're talking about a man that's put on a $3,000 bankroll. He's put $585 out. Okay? And this is the weird thing about progressive betting. What he's doing, which is drawing combs and trying to keep clicking higher and higher and higher, is that I want you to think about the numbers he's actually hit. He's hit a 6, he's hit an 8 a couple times, he's hit a 10 a couple times, he's hit a 5, a 9, an 11. Here you go. The only rolls he hasn't run is a 7, 4, 6, 11, and 12. That's a lot of, that's at least without any kind of doubling numbers. That's 2, 4, 5 numbers met plus more. Why would you sit here and try to greed yourself into the 6-to-1 ratio to keep going? So he's well past it. And remember, you're going to constantly say, I'm just getting closer and closer to the 7. Okay? I like to do this on a winning video too, because I feel like he's winning, so people can refute saying, well, he won, so there you go. And I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. And I'm promoting you winning, and I'm showing the dangers of you winning. Once again, hit a 6. There's no money there. So he's hitting numbers, and it's costing him money into his bankroll. And he's losing right here, 3. All right.
Come on, please.
Oh my God, an ad? Dude, it's been 2 minutes and you put an ad up?
3 or 4.
How many ads are in this video?
Good. One time, be good.
Hey! So he made that for 125, and he gets put back on his 8. Alright, and he loses his hard way again. So he's been pissing money on this hard way the entire time.
Everything off. Or should I leave it on? Should I try it on one time? What do you think, sir? Okay, we'll do a $10 high-low. Leave it on.
He's leaving it on, which is, I guess, is best. I wouldn't, because you're right past your 6 rolls. But I mean, he's leaving it on. There's no sense in leaving it off for just a waste to roll.
All right.
And all this shit, or excuse me, all this stuff is on.
Roll the high. The high will be perfect right now.
He didn't even put $100 on his 8, so he kind of misclicked on that one. And he lost again the 8. I mean, he's pissing money on his 6s and 8s. All right, now right here, 3rd point. All this money out. If he's 7s, he's lost a 5th of his, maybe a 4th of his bankroll.
We could roll a 4. You roll a 4?
And he's talking about we could roll a 4.
You roll a 4, we have it. Wow.
Loss has come.
All right, that's fine.
Now watch this. I want to show you right here. This is how ridiculous this is. Let's say if he put a $25 all, which, I mean, mind you, you could put like a 15-10, 15-5-5 to put pressure on everything, give you at least more of an action. But for people that can't get off this all tall small kick, if you put a 25-25-25, which a lot of people do, or 5-5-5, 10-10-10, we're going to say this is actually an opportunity that he missed. If he'd have put a 25-25-25, 25 times blah 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 blah, what is that? 25 would pay, if he hits a 4, would pay $750 plus your 30, right? $750. You could say, okay, if I'm going to win $750 regardless of that 4, why not put $600 on the 4 as a lay? Because if you win the 7, which is more common, you win the 300 back off your 600. If you lose the 600, you still make 150 on a 30-to-1 bet. So you could have played these two as a hedge to bail yourself out a little bit differently, because it's a place and box number that has that. Just food for thought if you want to sit here and really get delved into it.
We'll double that.
We'll double it. Double what? All right, so boom, hit the 6. What is he going to progress in?
Donkeyed off about $100 on the on the hard ways.
Oh my God, he keeps it.
I think. All right, so we got 4, 11, 12. We got to roll. I
Wow.
want to roll a field number. I need to roll a field number. 10 is a field number. That is a good field number, and it is a good common winner.
Knocks 200 off that.
Leave it down. We only hard 4 can save us now.
Only a hard 4 can save us. Dude, right here, he could have made 5. I mean, he's even or almost close to even, just what he's have out there.
22.
9. There you go.
Okay, center field.
It's 150. Oh, he's doing field progressions too. So essentially, this can work in a long roll, but this could never survive what? 3 roll 7s, which happen. How many times have you been at a craps table and 3 shooters have rolled 7s in 4 rolls? This would bankrupt 3,000 right here based on his betting strategy at this point. Slapped an 8, lost his power press on the field, pays back. And see, here's the thing. If you're going to sit here and go crazy on the pass line odds, and that's just your bag, why aren't you increasing it? Because if he was increasing to 3 points made, right there in that scenario, he could be up like, you know, press, press, press. That could have been almost $1,000 payout right there.
Come out 4 right now.
A come out 4. I think these are off. Let's see what happens.
That was a good time to roll it, right? I'm fine with that. That's okay.
So, okay.
We lost $50. We lost 100. We made up. We broke even. We lost we're down 50 on the field overall.
So right here,
No, you know what this.
right here, look what he just said, which is a very crucial thing. He said that 7 couldn't have come at a more opportune time because he kept his hundreds. He lost this. So it lost like the back, I don't know, $60 or something like that, lost all this. So in saying that, how could he have maximized this table better? Now, I'm not going to take away from his strategy because that's his strategy and that's his thing. So I got to play within his strategy. So I would tell to him, all right, dude, like you're playing pass line hard. You already made the position of you want to be lucky. So I'd say, okay, be on your pass line. If you do 100 and hit, do 50% increases and take 50% back, which exponentially is over time, which would have paid him back for the 3 points made right here. I would then say chop up your hard ways and do outside hard ways and inside just keep your numbers going because you're losing more money on that one. You're all, I've already said, even if you want to play the all tall small, fine. Do a 15, 5 and 5 or a, something around that way where you have like some stuff on the small and the tall. That way you can see and play hedges if you want to if things get deep. Because let's say you are a do player and you're on the all and someone rolls and hammers 6s and 8s like 15 times in a row but has no other numbers, you're like, well, dude, I'm kind of missing out on that. So that could be a good bailout right there. Let me make sure. I'm checking my internet to make sure I'm good. Okay, and so, I mean, high and low, you're doing $100 parlays for the number and you're worried about doing your high-low on your $10 pass line. That seems a little ridiculous considering the fact that you are 7s and 11s pay you. So you're talking about 8 out of 36, 4 out of 18, 2 out of 9, 1 out of 4.5. So you're sitting here you have a 20%, 18, 20% chance of hitting that pass line, and you're hedging it. Like it'd be more if you're on the don't try to do some kind of crazy hedge for the 7, like a C&E. But like that doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you're just trying to strab. He's doing field progression +5s or 1 unit pluses, which is it's fine when you're doing good, but it can just tap you at $25 per time. And then also understand that if you're hitting here and coming to right here, so basically no matter what happens, if you hit, you're getting paid, but no matter what, you're getting $10 to the come, $25 to the field. You're bringing back your hard ways. So every time you get paid, you're taxing yourself up to 40%. To bring it back and to do stuff here. And on top of that 40% tax on your income, you're bringing your tools back to work by putting $100 on all these numbers. And like I said, he hit all these numbers, but only matured, I think, on the 6 and 8 to hit, or the 6 and 9, or the 8 and 9 or something. So all that money was out there, but only the 8 and 9 were the ones giving him money. So, that's a little bit of a meh. All right, so I already tell this one right here, lucky roll. He says he makes the biggest win of his life. I'm very proud of him. And since I don't see anybody with any other like suggestions, I'm just gonna go back. 30 roll craps channel by Casino Quest. Notice the young woman there, old woman, young woman, I don't know, but it says "Let's go?" question mark. All right. Look at these ads, man. All right, so we got whatever, all casino action. That guy had an ad in 4 minutes, which is pretty lame. She's doing good.
You did a 30 roll. There's somebody in front of you. They cashed out 245. Do you think you could lose $55 for 30 rolls? Less than that?
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming this is a 30 roll challenge. Someone made 8 grand in 30 rolls. That's pretty pimp. I don't know how you do that. Vince, I don't know any of these people. Elvis, Tony, New York, Taylor, Doran, Cole, Wayne, Lucky Lauren, Dr. Das Dan. Cool. All right. I could never in 30 rolls make 7 grand. I probably in 30 rolls wouldn't even make $485, so I'd be way out of this. What happened?
All right, what's going on, guys? Alex here.
What's up, Daryl?
Good. You did a 30 roll. There's somebody in front of you. They cashed out 245. Do you think you could lose $55 from 30 rolls? Less than that?
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Good luck. You have $300, so that's $100. $5 chips. Greens are 25s. Okay. $5 minimum each bet. 10 times odds. 2 in a 12-pay triple. Let's go ahead and get started. Roll number 1.
She's doing a pass line. First roll, that's going to be a positive bet, so good on you. $5. Keeping it to the minimum, which is good.
Okay. 6 hard.
She rolls a 6 hard. Good number if you're on the pass line, because that's the least favored to lose. I'm guessing she's going to do some kind of max odds.
Okay, 22 inside. 3 change. Anything else for you?
22 inside.
That's good. Yeah, I'll put you here in the front. Okay.
So right there, I don't know why you wouldn't just put the 6 odds, $5, $6 odds on the back, but okay. She's dice setting.
Or the cheerleader in the background. Here we go. 9, center field, 5 pays 7.
So let's see what she does at $7. So right here, before I say anything, I would say to her, okay, you have $5, $10, $20, $22 invested, okay? You just won 7, which is a third of your money as an investment coming back. So, I mean, if you press the 9, you know, you're looking at a lot of factors. So first of all, I mean, you could drop the 6 and put odds because you already have $5 on the 6. It's right there, pass line 6. So you can drop this 6 to odds in the back for $5. So that can push that more to that. Then you could do some kind of pressure. I'd keep it on the 8 or on the 6 at pressure if you'd want to. But basically right here on $22, $27, which should be still $26 because you put $5 right here. You know, you would play with the 8. I mean, I wouldn't even press the 9 so much. I'm assuming she's passed inside. She's either using this to feed a field or she's using this to start pressuring the 9th and click back. Hopefully, what I'm assuming looks like around a $200 bankroll, she's going to be clicking some of this back and at least getting 50% return before starting to press. Because you got to understand that while this is 10, 18 out of 36 is covered right here. 6 out of 36 is your loser. So you're talking about a 3-to-1 favorite to hit one of those numbers once versus a 7. When you start doing multiple hits over time, you're getting a lot less over and over and over and over and over. Collect it. Good job.
Roll number 3.
All right, so she's only in for 22, 27. She's only in for $20 now.
No roll.
No roll, it sucks. And you gotta get some Chet practice, guys. She's like, dang, no roll, killing me. I'm gonna get a 4, fat 5. I mean, make it work. Talk to me. 5, fat 5. All right, $7. Take it, girl. Take it. Collect it. All right, so right now she's already 50% return on her money, which is good. Perfect. It's like I called that.
Free Bacchanal tonight. Here we go. We got a yo 11.
11, making it all, but it doesn't matter.
Roll number 5.
See right here, even if I was in her position, and then I hit 11, I'd turn off. Just because like you're already starting to hit outside numbers. I would turn off right now.
We got a 6 easy winner.
All right, so she gets paid twice, dude. She's up. So 7. What's that? 5. So right here, she's even. So she has a free shot of knocking all this. And pass doesn't even matter anymore. So let's see what she does when she's in money now. What's going on, Eminem? All right, so she lost that, so she's down $5. Generally, she's down $5. Talk to me, girl. Flying V. Fat 8. All right, she's up 7. No, she's up 2. She's up 2. What's she gonna do? Oh, that wasn't even the point yet, I don't think. Dang, I don't know if that was the point.
7 out.
Fingering 7 out.
Okay, we're starting over again.
I think she's down like $5.
Number 9.
$5 resets, good. She's not trying to pressure her own system. She's resetting back to $5. Exactly what she should do. Drop the boat. What'd she pick up? 6 and 6, kind of a easy. You're gonna do a flying V again. It's a 3. Yep, and a 3. V set. Yunkin. Fat 7 come out, so she should be even right here. Does she pressure? Ah, man, double 7s, man. Knock some inside numbers. Have them working. This is your time. What's going on, KP? This is your time, girl. Roll 9. Eagle 2, Fox 3. Ugh. All right, so maybe even, maybe down 5.
How do you feel so far? Not bad? Not bad.
See, she said, how do you feel? Not bad. That's good. Because she ain't really anywhere. She's right where she was. She's 1 drink down.
It's better when it's free. Here we go. 7 winner.
Boom. Not a 7. Come on, girl.
12.
Work the numbers. 7, 7, 3, 7. Send it. Like, how many 7s do you need? Turn on. Put some money out there. You got the flying V. You don't even have to worry about the 7.
We got an 8 easy 8.
8. God, that was $7 lost right there. But it's okay though, because like you rolled a 7, 7, 3, 7, 7, I think, and on your 8, you should be loading this up. This is your most valuable time. 3 7s, and you're a dice influencer. Oh, look at that. Okay, so watch what happened. The 8s come out. She's doing it now. She's putting odds. So the first roll means nothing because she washed out, and it's already not even doing it.
Here we go. 5.
5 hits it. She's up 7. I would be pulling the outside, or pulling your, pull the 8 and keep your outside going, I guess.
Roll number 14.
14, girl, come on. Like, you can't beat this challenge by doing nothing like that. I mean, you have pass lines on a double 8, so you already gotten one number 8. Boom! You're getting rewarded. Look at her, happy as go lucky. But where's the, okay, so in the first roll, she was even, but she didn't put odds. The second point was exactly the same as the first, and she did put odds. Still inconsistent on the strategy, but it's a good placement to do it because she had 3 come out 7s. So that's a pretty fair place to be. Come on, girl.
Okay, 6 easy.
Damn, not working. Missed opportunity, but okay. Are you going to put odds? $10 like you did last time?
A little bit tired.
A little tired. So nothing. Flat bet. So that's inconsistent in your strategy. She's not doing the same thing she did beforehand.
Eating all the crab legs.
Talk to me.
There we go. 10 easy.
Ugh.
Okay, we're going to number 17 now.
17 rolls, man. This is hurting her bad. We don't know. Iniquity's party pit? We don't know. We don't know. Same question. We don't know.
We got a 7.
7. Nice. So she's down like $20, maybe 15 or 16. I think they asked her too, is like, can you be not down $50 by 30 rolls to beat somebody or something? Oh, she's putting the arrow up now. We're getting serious. Who'd she pick out? 3 and 6. She moves that 3 back to another 3. Kind of weird. She shuffles it and puts it back on it. 5. All right, what do you do? It's an outside number. Are you going to put more pressure? Because she's thinking. She's like, what should I do?
22 inside? Yes.
22 inside. So she's sticking to the inside, which is good. She's not doing outside numbers, which is great. She's sticking to her minimums, which is pretty good too. So she's trying to create as many bullets as possible to do this thing. but she's not pressing. So if you're creating $22 bullets with your pass line, why are you not progressing in some way? Because essentially, your best case scenario is what? 22, hit 3 times or hit 4 times. Probably hit 3 times for 21. So you have to hit 3 just to get even before you start pressing. Yeah, down $40 maybe. 45. Now here's the true question. She's down 45. She's down a fourth of her bankroll on it. $5 still. She's starting to look at her bankroll. Is she making a bankroll management question? She just kind of shuffled it. She didn't count it. So that's kind of a little bit weird. 20 rolls. 4. All right, so she's sitting here saying, I got 9 rolls left. What is she going to do? 22 inside? Keep it good? $22 inside. She's consistent with the inside box numbers, but she's doing nothing on her pass line. And based on this fact that she has made 2 points, lost I think a point or 2. Oh, now she's doing a field bet. I guess she's feeling pressure. And this is something for you guys. You never should feel pressure because you only have 10 minutes left to just start making bets. 9 pays that and pays that. So she should be somewhere around $30 down now. Has no odds. What is she going to do? That's bad. No pressure. And on the top of that, she's keeping it going as a flat. So you're a 54% favor to lose that. 5, lost 5. So she only netted $2 there. No pressure on that, so she made $2. Notice he takes it away to give it to her so she doesn't count that she lost $2. She's still not checking her rack for bankroll management. And no pressure. I mean, what is the goal on roll 23? Fat 6, $7, man. You're in like $30, $20 loss area. Oh, but okay. This right here is one of the most annoying things in craps that I see people do all the time. And I don't understand it. I know there's probably some kind of logic to it. Biff says, question, Charlie, should the girl set a don't pass as a hedge? I mean, and here's the thing is that based on what she's doing now, this is where I think she's starting to make a mistake. Realistically, she's kind of being very choppy. I mean, it's 24 rolls in. She's made a little bit here. She's lost a little bit, evened out, X, Y, and Z, right? Now, there's tons of things I'm going to say, well, if you're based on this, put pressure up here, put odds back here. You know, if you're doing 3 points where you lose 3 times on the 22 bullet plus the 5, bump it up 1 unit to do, you know, a 44 inside with a 10 to keep, you know, valuation of the weight of which you win a bet would sit here and bring you back. Now, in saying that, the thing where I think she started making a huge mistake, which is a tonal shift, and here it is at point or number 24 where she changed her strategy, but it's bad. I'm glad she did. Consistency is key. However, the minute you start to take a profit up here and fold that in to this flat betting, you are essentially, like, to me at least, you're losing. The reason why is because the only reason why this will make money if you're not pressing it is to collect it, okay? So until you've collected your $22 back, which is 3 hits minus $1, you're floating this. And in the first 3 hits, if you're taking the $5 and shifting it to the field and profiting 2, what's going to happen is in 3 hits and then a 7, you're either going to lose $5 here every time. You're going to gain $5 but lose $5 and only gain $2 every time. Or 7 and lose everything plus the 3 times. So for instance, you roll a 5. A 5, 5, 5. 3 5s. You've hit it 3 times for $7. You're up $6 in your rack. And you've put $5 down here every time. And obviously 3 5s, you've lost every time. And then you 7 out. Not only have you lost your $15 profit, but you've also lost your $22 here. So that's 37, plus that, 41, but minus your $6, which brings you back to $35. And the problem is you just can't take profit like that and put it here. I mean, that's like taking your paycheck and betting on the ponies with your paycheck and coming home saying, well, I could have made this, just like the last video. I could have made that, but you didn't. You switched from the 5 profit, took profit right here, but this entire section is still in play. You haven't racked it into your rack yet. which can kill you in the long term. I can't tell you how many times that people have looked in silence and done this at a $25 level, hitting over and over and over and over your 6s and 8s just to feed into the field. So you're not even winning the 6s and 8s. And then at the end of this long roll, people are clapping, good roll, shooter, good roll. And they're looking at the rack saying, nothing's changed. I haven't made anything. So what happened? And the problem is you're not putting it back in your rack. You know, and look at her. She, from the time this video started to now, all I see right here is the same amount of greens, the same amount of reds, but now an insurmountable amount of whites. Whites don't help you. Okay? Reds, greens, blacks, blues, pinks, whatever you got. It's a $1,000, $5,000 chip. That's what's going to get you there. So this switch that she did as a Hail Mary at the very end, kind of a meh. All right, whatever her strategy, she needs to commit, absolutely. These challenges are entertaining, but go against real craps play, absolutely. And like I said, we're 6 rolls left, then we're going to the next video. I think I sweezled in there a big AZ video, which will be hilarious. I want to see more crap strategy videos, not so much crap rolling, but either way, they do the same thing.
Okay, there we go.
So now she presses the 6, good. I think it's a little bit too late though because of like her progressions. She's going off the field now, which is good, but still it's an inconsistency in your strategy. Pack 7. So it didn't matter. That 6 pressure was basically field pressure, so
Roll over 26, we have 5 rolls left.
now she's like, what should I do?
What are we gonna do?
$5. Staying consistent though. $30 roll challenge.
Here we go. Okay, we got 5.
Nothing working. She could add her 22 inside working immediately after 7.
Left.
I mean, 3, 4 rolls left. I mean, might as well put odd.
6 and 8. Okay.
She's just doing the 6 and 8. Okay, keep it to the inside.
Here we go. Roll over 27.
No odds, no nothing, no hedge, no. I mean, you're flatting. You're just. And this is the problem sometimes with Casino Quest mentality, is they want to lose money slowly. So look at her face. She's like, oh my god, losing money slowly. And just throw it working out there. Throw it inside box numbers working. $5. Costing yourself a roll every time by waiting on that. A roll every time. Don't wait.
We got a 5.
A 5. Boom. Another hit number. Are you going to do the 6 and 8 again? See, now she's embarrassed. She doesn't want to bet because she doesn't want to lose big. 6 and 8 for 6. That's not recoverable. Losing money slowly. All right, 29. Come on, girl. The Flying V. I believe in you. Just put it on the field. 7, 5, 7, 8.
6 pays 7.
Throw it on the
What
field.
do we do with this?
This is your last roll. Throw it all on the field. I mean, every inch of it.
Bet the field to beat the check.
See, now this right here, also, look what he just did. Now, I'm just joking around because I'm an idiot. But he just whispered to her, bet the field, beat so-and-so. And right in that minute, she lost because I don't care if she wins or not. A dealer just told her to do a bet outside of what she's calling to elicit a reaction. This is very good for Casino Quest dealing. I mean, that's perfect because if I was going to catcall to get you to do something out of embarrassment, out of commitment, after following people, after following sheep, whatever you want to do, perfect. Hey, bet the field, you know, like, hey, let's beat that guy before you. Let's make this happen. And that right there, horrible on his part for ever saying that to a person because all you're doing is panhandling money and you're taking tips. So that's its own little play with. But that right there, the fact that he said something, it altered her betting statement, and then she played it, means that she does not have a strategy. She's not consistent. She has never checked her bankroll. She's never understood where that was coming from. And on top of that, the odds didn't really matter because your bankroll's not big enough, but still, the valuation of how she did this was a little bit too inconsistent. So in saying this, on her last roll before she rolls this field bet, you know, realistically, she could have staggered her system and did like, you know, every 3 takeaways, I plus 2 units and try to do something like that because she still hasn't utilized most of rack, even though she's losing it consistently. She could have done loss +5 on just the pass line, and she'd have made that back eventually, and she wouldn't be that much in the hole on that progression. She could have not funneled payoffs on the box numbers down to your field bet, which could have given her a little bit more money and caused her to be more toward even, less than down. But this right here, poor form. Poor form, Peter. I can't believe someone would do that. It's pretty shady. So I don't care who I'm in competition with. I don't care if Dude Buddy. And that shows you, Dude Buddy was up 8,000 in 30 rolls. Good for you, man. That in no way affects my paycheck, and it affects my betting strategy. So, you know, I don't care what someone else makes. You should care what you're making at this table at this time. So, let's see. She's playing like she's killing time at Ellis Island Steak, Prime Rib at Cortez. Awesome. Oh, we got a Waylon in here too. I didn't see you, Waylon. Or I didn't see Waylon. Waylon's videos are great. Oh, yeah, I can pull up Waylon's videos after this. I like Waylon. All right. Can't believe they did that.
All of it?
Oh, even worse now. All of it. All of it.
It's okay, I'll help you.
Okay.
Just pick it up. There you go.
Look at this. Trash. Trash. Bad dealer.
Okay, fine.
Not enough confidence.
Here we go.
Last bet, best bet, though. She is adhering to that. That's pretty ballsy.
Contact.
She is doing a last bet, best bet. Come on, girl. Flying V.
There we go.
Let's go. Let's go. Hit the fat 10. Now, is that a betting strategy? Nope. Is that consistent? No. Is that accounting for your bankroll? No. Does that survive long rolls? No. Does that 6 and 8 do it? No. The fact that you put every dollar on it? No. But watch this. This is where patience and effort and practice will change. Ready? Look at that reaction. Look where she's at right now. And the fact of the matter is, that reaction will be your bankrupting reaction, and it will be your payoff reaction, because you're not betting with confidence, consistency, and stuff like that. So that image, for better or worse, is exactly what you're going to be doing if you're doing stuff like this, okay? Like, what have I done? Or I can't believe that just hit. And I'm sorry, like, if you're coming in with luck, that's not good. You can be lucky with some bets, and when I say that, you're being lucky as the fact you have to keep going down progressions, or it's a good day without issues. But if this is your reaction, that is going to be a problem, because you're not playing consistently. Should be so boring and mundane in what you're doing that you shouldn't have reactions like this, okay? And based on the dealer, I don't care if it's a 30-roll challenge. I don't care if this is for free at someone's house. This right here with that dealer was incorrect. You're letting a dealer tell you how to bet. Why are you even betting? Put your $5,000, $3,000, $200 in the line. Say, dealer, what should I do with this? And let them play. And so that way, you don't have to even blame yourself for this, okay? All right. What else we got here? Big AZ Guru. Part 1. The one best no-lose strategy. Guys, I've got to click on the no-lose, the one, the best no-lose strategy. Hold on, let me check my comments, because I haven't been doing that, as I've just been dirtbagging on let's say whatever it's called, YouTube. Let's see here. Sorry, I gotta go back to comments, because like this thing I bet you is going to tell me, God, and the ads. Like, what's the ads? We're going to that one, though. You best believe we're going to the best no-lose crap strategy. I am going to tear this one apart. Don't touch my chip rack, dealer. Schmack. Exactly. Don't touch my chip rack. And here's the thing is that, like, you know what? And I understand the dealers that help you, but understand they're employed by the casinos, and they are great people. I have met amazing dealers over time, but I've never had an amazing dealer tell me what I should bet. And I say that, Joe, if you're watching, you're my best. John, second best. And Park MGM. Joe, though, you are my hero, my everything. And Joe has never told me how to bet, because I just wouldn't. So.
Hello guys, welcome back. It's David here. I am at Casino Quest to share another fantastic crap strategy.
Another fantastic crap strategy. Not a no-lose crap strategy. Not the best crap strategy. Not the one crap strategy. Not the only crap strategy. So right there, before I even say anything, that's going to tell me that your one best crap strategies is already clickbait. Go ahead.
The one, by the way.
The one.
You might even call it the one.
The one.
Because I think I might have created the secret sauce. I might literally have the secret sauce here.
Secret sauce.
But anyways, before that gets said, if you would like to work out your own craft strategies, play crafts with your friends, and
I'm not going to promote for you, dude. Sorry. Crapsy, subscription. I play craps to make money. Don't play craps to pay money. Sorry, man.
Cliffhanger strategy. So basically the idea behind the cliffhanger strategy is
Cliffhanger strategy.
You go across, okay? You follow the status of the puck, because I like following the status of the puck.
So right here, follow the status of the puck. And he says off. So right here, mathematically, you have, on average, for the multitude of rows over your lifetime, and if you did number generating, once again, 6 out of 36, 1 over 6. So 1 over 6, the fact that you're doing an off and working this on top of that is already telling me that you're sitting here not doing the closest roll following a 7. So you want to always keep to that statistic no matter what. So right there, you're already telling me that you're waiting 1 roll no matter what, potentially up to 4 rolls because, 7, 11, deuce, tray, all that stuff. So right here, if you're following your puck, you're already shorting yourself 1 out of potential 6 more rolls, which 1 out of 6, technically 1 out of 7, but you know what I'm saying though, like, it's still a lot of percentage you just killed right there. All right.
Once there's a number, okay?
Got it.
You're looking for any kind of place bet to hit.
Looking for anything to hit.
You don't have to follow the puck, by the way. I know I played it out at one.
Right there. You don't have to follow the puck. I thought you were teaching me the don't lose. So if I don't have to follow the puck, then what am I doing? Inconsistency of strategy.
At one point where I kept the bet's working, or we're just looking for those 5 rolls, whatever the case is, but
See right there. He could be working, just trying to get those 5 rolls. So right there, that's smart. He says he's going to do 5 rolls. He's trying to push the statistic as far to that 7 as possible, but you're already killing yourself, so 5 rolls. So you're minus in the first roll. Let's just say 1 to 3 rolls because you can hit 11, 12, 7, 3, deuce, all that stuff. So now you're going to do 5 rolls. So let's say you have 2 rolls on come out 7, come out 11, then hit that 4 point and do 5 rolls. That's 7 rolls, not 6 rolls, not 5 rolls. And you're already inconsistent right there. So boom, knock.
again, this is a starter strategy.
Oh, it's a starter strategy. Thought it was the best strategy.
Right? So ultimately, you play it, you evolve it the way you like to.
You play it, you evolve it the way you want to. I'm sorry. If I sat here and said to somebody, what amount should you bet and how you should bet it for the no loose craft strategy, and you're charging me for it, then I am not evolving it. I am doing this. This is what you do in this situation. This is what you do with this bankroll. This is what you do with this table minimum. This is how you adjust it to what the situation can do for you. But I'm not hearing, hey, this is just the seed. I'm going to give it to you and let it grow. We're not doing the Sermon on the Mount here. All right? So, all right.
Some of you, like to go about a different way. You like to come down on your numbers, but this strategy gives you lots of options. Okay, so
This strategy gives you lots of options. Why? There should be only one option: profit.
cliffhanger the idea is you want to create some cliffhangers. So let's say the 9 rolls is going to pay $14, right? You're going to come down on the 9, and you're going to use that money, that $24, to press neighbor.
All right, before he even says anything, if you hit on a 9, you press the neighbor, okay? If that means that, once again, following the logic of this live stream, you're once again not racking your progress, you're not hedging it, you are literally taking the win, reinvesting almost all of it into a different number for it to hit again. So you're not even doing 1 roll bets and 1 roll probabilities. You're doing bets over time, rolls over time, X, Y, and Z. Got it.
Most likely to hit. So here we have 24.12. That means the 8 is going to go to $36.
Wow.
Okay, so
Full.
you're coming down to 9, you're moving all that money to 8, and the idea is to create as much opportunity as fast as.
So he said, you're trying to create as much opportunity as fast as you can. Well, let's talk about that. Waylon is a complete clown. Ooh, Waylon. Broke on 5th or 6th toss much of the time, Mr. Cliffhanger. Waylon is a complete clown by Bino52. All right, so based on this factor, let's just go ahead and knock out this BS, okay? So right here, you're saying whatever you hit, you're shifting it inside, which is good. because you're putting more pressure on the inside, which is a more common number. So like mathematically, that is something. However, you're not racking back the profit. You're investing everything in. You're riding it to the very bitter end in a fiery call it a 7. Okay. Second, you just created a hole from the 9 or the 10. So the weighting value in probability factors is you want to put your biggest bets in the middle and offset the bets lesser as you go out to create a pyramid. The reason why you create a pyramid is you put the most money in the middle, and in saying that, the least amount of money to the outside, which evens out in the long term, because the probability is like this, like my little standing V. The probability is like this. However, you get paid more as you get to the outside, so there's no sense. But putting a weight right here and not putting a weight right there, and now if he said, hey, everything slides, so your 9 profit goes to your 8, your 4 or 5 goes to your 6, whatever your outside number, if it's a 9 or a 5, you collapse in and keep really just minimizing those bets and maximizing your majorities. Boom.
Possible. Use the money that you have available on the board. Press.
Use the money you have available. You didn't. You just took a press. You used some profit and money available.
Okay. So the Cliffhanger, because you're going to run out of inside numbers. So if the 5 hits, you're going to press for the 6, and then the 4 will go to the 10, something.
Oh my God! You know what he just said? He just said, okay, so that's even worse. Even worse. He says if you hit a 4, you're pressuring the 10. Now, I could say that over time, if you're going to play that kind of mindset, you would have something saying, okay, if I've seen in 2.5 hours 34 4s, and in that same 2.5 hours I've seen 4 10s, you could postulate that over time that statistic will be diluted, meaning that there might be only 10 more 4s while there might be 30 more 10s, and over the course of the next 7 hours, that metric will start becoming more statistically probable to its true odds of hitting versus the 7. A good reference point that a lot of people use on live craps is they'll have the 7 counter, percentages of 7, percentages of 10s. And I really like those because the reason of the day, regardless of it is, data is data. And I don't care what channel you have. If you have channels that have like the dice counters, the percentage rates, I know Big AZ does it, regardless of your opinion, but he does that. I know 0.7 Out does it. I think that John Kokos with Pro Gaming TV does it. So in saying that, those are really good March indicators, because that right there is not any kind of influencing whatsoever. It's not suggestions. It's giving you raw data for you to join your own conclusions. But the fact of the matter is that you would turn a 2-to-1 profit and hit the 4, pretend, let's just say 20, let's just keep it easy, $20, and then you take 20 plus the 10 for $30 and wrap that into a 10, to me, is a little bit cuckoo, because in the same aspect, if you're going to plan on making this lateral switch to here, why wouldn't you just say, I'm going to have everything at $30, and then once it hits, I just pull down the profit on the number instead of doing sliding. And if I hit the 4, then I'll take the 10 and split 30 into 15 and place the 5 and 9 or the 6 and 8 and just take basically the outside number that is the outlier and just stack it to the middle or stack it to the outsides. I mean, that's more applicable mechanically than to slide a 4 to the 10 for the converse, because you're talking about hitting a 4 and hitting a 10 and not hitting a 7. And he's only doing 5 throws. So let me just think about this real quick. He's doing 5 throws. He said the on and off puck is optional. Okay. So let's just say the points of 4, 5 throws. Okay, so 7, 4. And before anything, he hits a 9. Is that 4, 9? 9 slides to the 8. Hits a 4, which slides to your 10. So he has 2 more throws to make something happen. But if you're sliding these between numbers and points, you're going to run out. I mean, you've got 6 numbers and 5 throws or 5 hits. I mean, you're not going to be, you're cliffhanger never. All right, cool. I'm down for it. Let's see the questions. What about laying the 9? Yeah, I know, right? I'm sure he's not going to. I don't know. We're going to find out.
If you want to see more of that strategy and how it played out and worked out, we have a version of it on our Patreon, of course. And
on our Patreon. Pay for it.
On our platform.
Crapsy, pay for it.
I want to upgrade the Cliffhanger, and we're going to call this the Cliff No. So this is the Cliff No. AKA the one.
The one.
By the way, it's a much less expensive one than the one that's in LA for a ridiculous amount.
Okay, so right here, he just said, hey, this is not the cliffhanger, I'm calling it the one, the cliff note. But in saying that, the first thing he said is it's a lot cheaper. Why is it in the one, a no-lose strategy, who cares if it's expensive? It's the one. It's the winning. Okay?
Money. But I think I got a little secret sauce here.
Secret sauce, man. Lay it on me because I didn't like that.
We're going to play this out. We're going to start with this up. I'm going to set up $64 across.
64 across, $10 minimum table, DGE original strategy for a workout 7 on a 10 min. Got it.
The most viewed strategy is a strategy that uses the DC. That uses 10 times the flat bet on the line, goes to the DC, yada yada. I know you got...
Right there, how dare you reference that Wizard of Odd video that's been out for 15 years now. 10 years ago, when I first started playing craps, which is 15, but 10 years ago when I first looked on YouTube to play craps, there was 2 videos, Bone Thrower and that stupid Wizard of Odds thing. And that right there is an improper bet. It's a horrible strategy. And so the fact that he mentions in it to reinforce could be 2 things. Number 1, you should never use a different failure as your own retribution. So I can't say, King Dice lost $10,000 doing idiotic betting, therefore I'm successful. Because those 2 independent strategies are, number 1, 2 independent rolls, 2 independent statuses, and it's not player versus player, it's player versus house. So 2 strategies can be successful at the same time. 2 successful strategies can be outshadowed by unsuccessful strategy in a low-key throw. So the fact that you're doing that, it's called validation by accreditation. Basically means like, hey, guys, listen, I know what you know. I know that. So because I'm credited, no. I want empirical proof.
Hasn't seen it, but now I want to evolve your understanding of that strategy.
Evolve your understanding of that strategy. So right here, he says, I'm going to evolve your strategy again. So you are already taking an imperfect strategy, evolving it to be cheaper and no lose. So why would it have to be cheaper if it's no lose? Why do you have to explain the strategy is a failure if you're going to evolve on that strategy? Doesn't make sense.
Be an upgrade. Some of you might see this as an upgrade. Some of you maybe not so much. But here's the deal.
Dude, I have a sound bar too. I can make this loud.
Repeat. Occupying.
Cool. If you think about it, I'm doing commercials on commercials for someone else's commercials. You guys are watching them make money off this. Just know that.
You'll save big on a...
This strategy I'm going to go over with you today is going to cost you about $114 each time. Okay, so you're going to...
So right there, $114 each time, okay? So based on that fact, before I even know what he's talking about, what would he says cheaper. If it cost you $114, a bad trend on a table can last, I would say, between 20 and 30 minutes. A choppy table, 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and compound that to say 30 minutes of a bad table, 30 minutes of a chop table, and then 30 minutes of wherever you think you should be. Based on that, there's 2 rolls every 30 seconds. By average, I'm going to reduce that to a roll every 20 seconds because I'm going to say it's a hot table. You've reserved it. 3 rolls per minute. So that's 90 rolls of bad, 90 rolls of nothing, and 90 rolls of good. So you have 270 rolls to survive to progress this to either have a null result, which means you didn't lose money, didn't make money, or a positive result on your worst day is going to be 90 rolls, whatever I said, 270 rolls, and go. So you're telling me that 114, or whatever junkie just said, that it's going to have to survive 240 rolls. So in my logic, 240 rolls divided by 6, the average for the 7 out is going to be 40 shooters. So 40 shooters. This has got to survive 40 shooters. I'm going to go ahead and say that you're going to need to survive out of that 40. We're going to divide it by half and say you're going to have to survive 20 shooters that are running bad. I'll give you 20 shooters that are running good. Somewhere in the middle of those 20 is going to be like a 15, 15, and 10. So let's say 15 bad, 10 null, and 15 good. So in saying that, I'm going to say you have to survive 25 shooters. 25 times 6 is going to be 150 rolls. So you're talking about really 15 bad, 10 middling, so you're going to be good. 15 times 110. So right here, you're already telling me you need $10,000 to effectively run this for an extensive period of time of 270 rolls. Just 270 rolls. $10,000. I doubt he's running $10,000 for this, but let's see.
Have to come in. If you're looking for 10 shooters, you need a $1,000 bankroll stat. And I'm playing.
If you're looking for 10 shooters, you need $1,000. So he already is screwing up, unless he's doing an offset, which means nothing. If he's doing offsets that mean nothing, then cut him out and do something better. But in saying that, he's already undercutting himself by 140 bucks if he said 10 for 1,000, because that's technically 90 a shooter, not 114 a shooter, or 114 per come out roll. So just say it.
This out on a $10 table because that's the lowest kind of table you're going to find for the most part in Vegas, unless you want to carry a good shiv with you. So if you want
to first of all, carry a good shiv with you. Very good for YouTube. Let's just talk about this. You're in a mall. So if I was going to get stabbed with $20,000 actually walking into your place, that's number one. Two, you're talking about security inside of a casino. Maybe Planet Hollywood would be your worst inside or outside the strip. There's some seedier ones too. But at the end of the day, if you're doing anything under $10, you're doing it on a hybrid machine, which there's hybrid machines now everywhere over a $10 and $5 minimum. So the fact that you say that you have to do a $10 table or something like that, it's completely outrageous. And also scalability. If you're talking about you only need $1,000 for 10 shooters, which is already off on your math, that means for 15 shooters worth, if you do 1,500, you can scale it up to a $15 table. X, Y, and Z. Also, if you're doing a 64 inside and you think that's going to be too janky for you, then you can bust it to an inside 66, which is $2 extra, and offset your pass line and do a pass line odd of $5 to scale you down. Okay? So first of all, that's incorrect. You can see here, manipulate those numbers any way possible without saying getting shivved. So
carry a good shiv, some lower level tables, but other than that, you got to be on the strip. You're gonna have to stay up either late at night, early morning, get to the $10 table. So that's how we're gonna show it. Clearly, if it was a $5 table and you could go $32 across on your place bets, you could buy it for half that amount of money. Now you could always buy it for less and play short money, but short money doesn't always deliver the kind of results you're looking for, right? Okay, so here we have $64 across, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and let's just say we're going to buy in for the $1,000, okay? I'm going to take $200 in change, right? So here it is. Here's $200 in change, all right? In fact, here, let me break this down all the way. All right, so now I have $1,000 there. I'm going to go ahead and take the 64. So I got 50, 65, and I get a dollar change there, right? And I'm going to stack all this up here so everyone can see what I'm doing. We're going to see how this money works its way out, okay? So here I have the black.
Now, just like me, he's doing an instructional video, which is good, because if you're teaching a strategy, you got to have a how-to video. In saying that, why, and this is me personally, and this comes to the challenges that I have. If this was to work, I want to see it live. Dice, don't leave the camera ever. And it has to be a minimum, I don't know, what was my live streams, 2 hours long, give or take. So let's just say a couple hundred rolls. And to show consistency, you'd have to do that a few times. So I can make a video. And I'm not saying this is just, not this video, I'm not saying it's about Casino Quest, I'm talking about in general. If you want to follow a strategy on YouTube that you think, my first suggestion is practice it yourself at home to make 100,000. That's my biggest thing, make 100,000 at home with a strategy. Second of all, if you truly think this strategy is worth something, then why? I want to see it live. I want to see a consistency live. I want to see dice not leaving the table. I want to see uh-ohs and hiccups. And I want to see this rain into the dirt so many times for a year for that $1,000 before I can consider that. Where's the play button? Oh my God, my controller died. All right, Don't you worry, guys. I have a plug for it. Man, I can't believe my controller died. Too much chew in the chaw. It's about time for a beer, guys. God, I'm getting so dang worked up. I'm going to need a drink here in about 2 seconds. All right. First of all, let's just try not plugging that up to the phone, Charles. How about you plug it up to the controller, which I've now lost. Oh, there it is.
X, greens, nickels, and then the dollar, all right? So I'm gonna roll the dice, and I'll show you exactly how this works by playing it out very quickly, all right? So here we have 7 winner, we don't care, our bets are off, we follow the status of the puck. 8, we're out on the 8. No
Mr. Roll, 8.
Okay, we're not gonna pay now. Here's what we're gonna do, we have $64 across, we're gonna go ahead and at this point, we're gonna put $50 into the DC.
So right here, before I even get into what he's trying to do, if I was a betting man, I say that but since he just explained this cliffhanger strategy, he is going to do some kind of sliding cliffhanger to the inside or to a different point, but then he's going to combine that crappy Wizard of Oz video and say, okay, if I hit the 9, I slide the 9 and profit to the 8, and I put my DC on the 9 and keep doing that. So you're hitting for the pass, allocating for the don't, and all that stuff, okay? I think he's just basically playing flip-flop, which is kind of ridiculous considering the fact that, okay, let's just talk about this. On it right now, maybe sure I have any questions. Okay, right here, okay? 7 out, right here, cost him $110. So that must be what he's talking about. The problem being, okay, what he's trying to show me is the fact that you can switch the 8. I'm just stipulating here, I'm an idiot. And you slide numbers left and right. I'm going to stipulate, though, this is a failing strategy because if you do DCs on the 6s and 8s and just hit 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8, you're going to crack. In saying that, let's say he does that for every other number and slides to the 6 and 8, except for the 6 and 8, he puts pressure on these place bets. Then you're losing 50, gaining 14. Full pressure. Boom, lose 50, you now get $28. So 12 and 28 for $36 up, $100 in the back lost. You're losing 70. So losing slowly is the worst thing that people would create strategies online do to trick people into hitting it big. And I'm not saying these strategies can't make money, they can, but can they endure a long roll? Can they endure a bad roll? Can they endure nothing happening? So, let's see it.
Wait for it. I should have worn my genius hat, but it's in the car. Okay, so here's what we got. Now, worst case scenario is, and this is where we're going to get whacked. If we get a 7, after that, it's a 0.7, a little screwed. We're in all our money.
A little screwed.
But other than that, we're
a lot screwed.
Now,
it's more than 10% of your bankroll.
5. Okay,
all
so
right.
Here's what happens. DC goes behind the 5, and now for those of you that have followed the cliffhanger, and if you don't know what the cliffhanger system is about, go to the video. We previously recorded it and played it out for you, the cliffhanger, on both Patreon and YouTube. So here's what happened. Now we have the DC goes behind the 5. This 5 is going to get paid, okay, $14, all right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to take it down on the 5. We're going to go down on the 5. We now have this DC bet on the 5. We now have $24 here. We're going to press onto the 6, okay? So we're going to create our first cliffhanger onto the 6, 24, and 12 is 30.
Okay, so he didn't take it down. He just lied. Taking down means take down. If you take that down to $12 and you're pressing on the 6, you do a max price of $12 on the 6 because that's your profit that you're maxing in. So you're not taking down, you are sliding it. I don't care what your take down, just go whatever. You took it down, you took profit plus place, moved to the 6. So you did not take it down.
$36, okay? So now we have a $36 5. We have created our first cliffhanger, and guess what? We have an automatic hedge against the whole system. So for
wrong. The reason why, now I don't know what he's doing. I've never seen this video in my life. he puts another $50 don't come, you're now offsetting these two. You're not offsetting this, you're offsetting those two. That's the issue that people have. If you keep pressing these hammers and hitting these DCBs and doing that, you're just doing a wash bet of that. This is still a loss. Let's say if he doesn't, and say I'm going to stick out of the DCB and do some kind of press factor here, it still doesn't matter because you had 64 here, you've integrated it back into your system, so a 7 out now, you get 50, still minus 14, and he's going to say 12 is the profit, so you're only down $2 on the second worst scenario, and it still doesn't matter. It's requiring you, think about this, it's requiring you to first get on a point, okay? So that's its own beast in itself, as many of you should know. Second part is that now, after you've made the point, you're going to have to hit another point. So now we're at 2 box numbers that you have to hit. Once you've hit that point, then you can slide this DCB over and do all this stuff. Which, I mean, 2 points hit to set up is insanely difficult. And I know people say, well, not. If that was the case, if you want to give a 4-action thing, okay? If you ever want to see how hard it is to do what he just did and to keep being profit, do this. Save yourself some time and effort, okay? And don't have any of this trash out here. Just throw this all down, okay? Nothing. Point becomes Nate. Nothing. Second roll on the box numbers of 5. $60 lay on the 5, cost you $2 vig, spread it out. I mean, you're losing $10 to go to 40, but that's way easier hedge than waiting for 7s and waiting for this, because you're avoiding all the risk to get to this setup. You could do this setup, let's just say, I think Wager Me This does an anything but 4, anything but 10, way better than this setup, because all you're doing, that's the flair of it, is saying, well, I'm just hedging and you get to move this over to get. No, man, scroll that. Now, what's the point of that? Let's go to the rarest one, 4 and 10. Let's go ahead and slap that sucker on. Keep the $10, that make you feel any better. And then start sliding. What's the point? All right.
For some reason, one of our cliffhangers don't pay off, right? We have this no 5 to play out as well. Now, what you're saying is there's a lot of alternate universes out there. Well, one of them, obviously, is if we get another 5 right back, which, of course, that would suck. But if that does suck and we're out to 50, okay, we still have working bets here. We still have cliffhangers to hit. And now,
First of all, bad math. 100% bad math. What he just told you is what is the dangers of Peter Paul. Like, I always talk about the benefits of, like, hey, I'll just steal this and put this down here and roll in profit for a future date. He just did the worst kind of Peter Paul. He just money laundered your money, okay? And the reason why is that even if you hit the 5 and lose the 50, you still have your cliffhanger out there. No, you don't. The whole purpose of the 5, the 50, was to hedge this crap. So if you lose the 50, you're down 50, and now you still have 0 protection on these numbers. So realistically, that 50 almost represents 114, because if you ain't got another DCB, you're turning these, and I'm hoping he's conservative, he's turning these off and then throwing another 50 on the DCB to find a new number and run. Which in this scenario, if you're doing that, so watch this, okay? He rolled a come out 7. He rolled an 8. He rolled a 5. Okay? That's 3 rolls to get right here. He's saying if I roll another 5, which is now 4 rolls, that it's okay. Well, he already said he's doing 5 rolls, so there is no okay. So where's your protection? Where's this? You only get 5 hits per your rules unless you're changing your rules again. So I don't know.
We can change the trajectory of our betting. So, for example, if we know we've lost this 5, then we can come and get some same bets. So we can change sort of how we're collecting or what we're looking to collect.
Same bets. He's literally saying, I have to hit another number, the same bet it, and halt my progression.
8 easy. All right, so there we go. We have an 8. We're going to create another cliffhanger.
What are you going to do?
So that pays $14 plus 12. That's $26. So we're going to go up on the 9. We're going to create a cliffhanger 9. We're going to collect $1 change.
This is terrible.
Now,
This is, God, this is so terrible. Like, why on God's green earth?
Let's keep going. Let's
No. Why would I keep going? So I've rolled a come out 7, an 8, a 5, and an 8 again. Did he just get paid on the 8? Well, the point's off, Dingleberry. Oh, what is he doing? Point's off. Right? I'm reading the comments, guys. Isn't the point off? I mean, I don't understand that part. So right there, based on his own strategy, he says he plays the puck. The puck's off. So if the puck's off, none of this is going. He's got a $50 5 out there, which is actually, if you take all this crap down, that's a good bet. So maybe I'm just losing my mind here. But I want y'all to respond. Make sure, did he make that point? Because I'm pretty sure he just did. But I'm going to go get a beer. I'm trading my beer for liquor. As soon as I bust my eyes. Oh, and we're gonna do. Hey, what do I have? Everything. Let's do. I'm gonna do Boom Boo Rum and Coke. Ooh, Weller's and Coke. My Atlanta, how my cup runneth over. Oh, I got Dr. Pepper. Woo! That's cold. Man, that's uncomfortably cold. Okay. Let's see the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. If the hate hits, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
8, a winner. No one cares. Points off. We have all these cliffhangers. We have 2 cliffhangers working and a no 5. Now, here's where we sort of upgrade the relationship. Now we can work. We have a no 5. We're going to get paid on the 7. We're covered. So now we can work.
All right.
All right?
That right
so
there.
whenever we get behind, we have a bet that...
He's already going against his 5-roll BS. But I would say right here, he's doing something smart. He's not even hedged right. God, I got pee now. You see that? Do 1 drink. Gotta get fat bits. The good news is, guys, is that you can see here, I can piss out the back door. But right there, based on this, trash. Trash. Points off. You have a $50 hedge right here. Why not put $50 in the don't? You could, oh my God. You could even, okay, if you were going to extend this program, I got to pee so bad. Hold on. The minute I sat here and touched liquor, that's the minute I had to go piss. Cold in Georgia tonight. All right, I'm done being a vagina now. We're good. That's a small. Just don't go to the distillery. Advance to the good stuff. I want it when it gets a bit loose and lets it fly. Blah blah blah. All right.
It's working there. We can go ahead. Beautiful. Best case scenario, and I suck at shooting. Okay, now we're out on the 9. It's gonna pay 50
for 1, okay, because it's going to pay $49, so we're going to get 50 for 1, and we're going to take this bet down. So we take that first cliffhanger down, and by the way, we don't, now we have some choices.
No, we don't have choices. It's your strategy. It doesn't lose. So, okay. You are now on a second point for this to start maturing, right? So that means before you say anything, I would come up and say, hey guys, welcome to Drunk Guy Explains. I got the best strategy in the world. You're going to have to make 2 points before I do anything. What would you say to that?
We could take that no 5 down, okay? If you don't already know, you could always remove a bet from the don'ts at any time. It's not a contract bet. The casino would rather you take it home with you because the odds are in favor for you to win.
But then why are you telling us to take it down? You just said the casino wants you to take it down because you're in favor of winning it. So why are you giving the option to take it down?
But for our purposes, we're out of hand. We've made up for our 64 across. We've covered some of our action. Why not just leave everything in play?
Okay, no. Okay, this is once again a fallacy of craps, okay? He said, we're out of it. Why not keep it going? You're not out of it. You have profit sitting up here. You have a bet sitting out there. And so you're nowhere near like free rolling this. 5, next roll, 5, next roll, 7. It's $50, $100 down. 7, 5. 5, 7.
Okay, so what we're looking to do now is create some opportunity, one way or the other. So let's roll this out one more time. A 10 easy, that's great. So now we get $18. We have another cliffhanger to create on the floor if we want to. So we have this 25, over there is 35. Okay, so we have 2 bets. So we have 2 cliffhangers left in play. And now we always have choices as we're going through this system. So what I would have liked to done, to be honest with you, is taking down the 6, taking down this 10 and the 4.
Right here. What I would have liked to have done, they need abs on good evening. They need the abs to make money to lose the table. And here's my thing, is that right here, he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he's not giving consistency. He's leaving all of his what ifs to open enders. And then he's like, would I have liked to have seen this? I don't care. Would I have liked, I don't care. You're not showing consistency in your strategy, man. Like you're showing a bunch of evolvings and what ifs, and this is a concept video for views. But how can someone take this? What amount do I need to take? What do I need to do when this happens? What's the betting structure I need to do? These are the things that gamblers and people who go to the casino are going to ask you for help. Not for views, not for 121,000 views, for help. Not gambler.
And then use this money to go across without affecting my 5. So all the other numbers minus the 5. Or you could have taken the 5 down from behind and just gone across, taken this money back, gone across, and now you just created opportunity for free. So you've minimized your opportunity to lose. You've mitigated your...
All right. He says that you've mitigated your opportunity to lose. No, you have not. What you've done is, if you've now set, okay, and I want to show you this, okay? I might not even play the rest of this. He just said, this is the perfect opportunity, right? A lay 5 or a don't come bar 5 with 2 numbers going, okay? So would you feel better about this situation right here if, let's say, you're playing a DGE 6 and 8, off pass, don't pass bar, hits a 9, don't pass odds for 75, that covers your lay 9 and your 6 and 8, odds to the most with this. So essentially, in my mind, he just copied another strategy. He just did all this BS and all this canoodling to get to the same odds, a 9 don't pass odds with a 6 and 8 going for pressure. But why would I do all this? You've shown me nothing that I can do with better odds, less rolls. Hell, I got 7, 9. Send it. I didn't have to go through 2 points I'm putting some jackwagon 5 up there for pressure on a 4? I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. So much can happen to get to that 9, to get to this perfect situation, where you just done 7 out, off past the don't and pass line, points 9, $75 don't odds, 6 and 8 running. I mean, is it? Let's see if there's something else.
Your ability to lose by hedging, creating this DC bet.
Hedging. You've done a hedge, regress, press, bolt, BS, and that does nothing.
Press or invest any more money into the system.
You could have done that at day 1, hitting a $60 6 and 8 with 150 out there with a $20 loss, and called it a day. And you're getting hit with $70, not doing this. No bet, doesn't matter. 10, forget 3 10s, no bet. Put 50 behind the 10. 6, hit your 6. So you would have hit the 6 with the 9 don't pass. You could have came down off your 9, come off your 68, have a $70 profit, not a $50 or $35 profit. Call it a day.
So when I hit that 10, or when I hit that 9, I would have come down to 9 and used those money and reinvested.
Now, also, this is a pre-recorded video. How many tries did it take for this perfect scenario?
But anyways, here we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just do 54 across.
Now, watch this.
54 because
even more insane.
Okay, so let's do
Where's my pause? Pause. Even more insane. Okay? So he's saying I gotta do all we gotta do all of this to get to a point where you're gonna now put 64 across, right? Minus 5, so 54 across. Well, minus 9 and 5, so 44 across. You could have avoided all that and said, okay, if I'm gonna take my pop shot, and my pop shot in his mind is $114 on the second roll and setup, why not do 150, which pays 100, and have 100 in line, and then pop it and press it as we go. In fact, take it a next step further, okay? If you want to play this game of press and regress, let's put $150 odds on the don't pass line, and put a $60 6 and 8 that hits for 70, then put 44 on all your jack wagons, and that way you're only relying on 2 throws potentially after a 7, not the second point, 3 hits, a hedge on a 5, and then come down to this. See, this is what I'm talking about, maximizing your time, is that you're playing craps. It's not the fact of what you're doing, it's the fact of how can you do it, and when the time that you have, can you have time to maximize your bets? You're only there for a short amount of time. Why not pick the best strategy that can maximize your money, maximize your time, and so then you start looking at craps as an hourly kind of profit, not just a lottery kind of profit. And this is the problem with this, is that this was a huge complicated system for him to do a hedge with 2 numbers, which are 2 worse numbers, or what he's trying to do right now is turn a cliffhanger to some Wizard of Oz jackassery, to a hedge to 6 and 8, which is not even the 6 and 8 he's doing the 6 and 4, which is even more ridiculous. Then he's taking that and using that option of 3 separate hits to do a press regress when he could have popped the 9, hit a heavy 6 and 8, hit the 6 or an 8, reduce down to the minimum and spread your box numbers in 3 rolls, and you're here. Not 2 points later, not a DCB over to here later, not all this exposure. Just call it for what it is, man. Put me on the don't and call it a day. And this is the crazy thing, is that so many people are adamant about getting off this don't pass bar that they would throw money on the don't come bar? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Offset, run it, go. I'm like, oh my God, man, like, this is just ridiculous. And the crazy thing, this thing has 120,000 views. Like, what? I didn't even see the comments. I gotta go live. Let's look up here. Okay, 29, no comments, cool. Positive. Let's run it for a second while we'll get my phone charger. I'm listening.
One more time. And we're gonna do it the other way. All right, so we still have a no 5. We don't want to get to 5, 8. All right, so 8's the call. And now because I'm up and I'm winning, all right, I'm going to just power press. I'm going to pretend or hope that this is the hand that pays me. So I'm going to go in $4.
I'm winning. No, you're not. You've shuffle step for 20 minutes, and now you're finally doing something. And doing a power press, once again,
Let's go.
you could have done this in 3 rolls of power press.
Bam. 7 out. All right. Well, I lose those. I win the 5. I come down, and then I get to reset. All right. Let's see what I have.
Let's see what he has. Let's do all that
Let's
BS.
see what I have. Okay.
That takes 2 points to establish. Tell me what you got.
900, 1,000. So, I mean, a choppy roll. I'm up 126 so far. Okay.
He just said, "Oh, choppy roll." That wasn't a chop. That was everything he could have asked for. He hit the point. He didn't hit his hedge. He hit almost every single number. Came down and pressed it up. How is that choppy in that strategy? That is improper. You just said that in order. It's how is it the best, the one best crap strategy? Trash McGee, man. Trash. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, that's the best trash strategy. Don't need to know about that. That's dice influencing. Big AZ. That's just going to be a bunch of BS. Craps. Trust in the dice. Casino Quest. Craps. No. God, man, this is all that's in here for craps. Okay, here you go. Some color up. A year ago. Win $1,500. Oh, here you go. Casino Quest. This is 3 days ago. Win no matter what. Okay? It's 3 days ago. So that the best, the one, the only strategy that cannot lose. That was posted in January by Casino Quest 3 days ago. You cannot lose with this crap strategy, which is not, because I can see 3 lay or don't come bars or lay bets and then place bets. That's just Hank the Tank rolling. I saw that years ago by Hank. So trash. Let's well hell man, like man, best crap strategy 9 years ago. I think that's the one that we were talking about, the one that just goes the BS. Well, let's kick it on to something that's a little bit easier. The throw that got me banned. There you go. On point craps. 6, 7, 8 can't lose. Best low budget system. The most famous craps strategy. I can already tell it's the same thing. Don't come bar to the 4, which is the best case scenario. Throw into the 4, running your outside. Also best case or second base case scenario, but it's still the best case scenario because look at this lineup. You have the DCB coming over to your 4. You have your pass line on a 5, which opens up your 6 and 8 to all kinds of love. So right there, these 2 on the outside is your best case scenario. What are you going to do when that 200 is on an 8, your points on a 6, and you're rocking outside numbers to do that? Not applicable. So, man, I think Waylon. You know what? Let's get it to someone I know and love. Let's try. What am I on right now? That's not even my account. Well, that's perfect. Okay. When you think about this, guys, because I want to do a DGE video, throw the one Waylon, review one Waylon, color up quitting, review Waylon's the one. Okay. Waylon's got the one. Waylon Big Bird, I don't know what that's about. Let's just do Waylon Craps. I'm gonna do Waylon Jennings. It is Waylon Jennings. Waylon, and then we're gonna throw Craps. What happened? Waylon. Hit that space, not clear. Craps. Waylon Craps. Boom. Waylon Craps. Boom. All right. Uploads. Switch. Man, you got a billion of them. So, Dominator crap strategy. Grim. That's me right there. Craps for a cure. About to have to do that recording later. Hold my beer strategy. Sounds promising. Oh, the final, the one by Waylon. Man, I feel like Waylon's just going to get so much of a better review than I usually get.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Waylon's Way Craps.
First of all, gotta love a southern draw. Welcome to Waylon's Way Craps. I like it. So before I say anything, I can already tell you, I don't know what his minimums are, but the fact that he has $2 for $6,000 and some change, good. Because in my experience, I really do feel like if 5,000 is pretty much the minimum you can have at a $10, $15 table. 25 is precedent for 10K, but it is what it is. So right there, I don't know what his betting amount's going to be, but that bankroll is enough for me to be happy. So that's one. So good positive. I guess I should do a pro and cons list. It's okay. We'll go to it. Y'all count for me and tell Waylon I hate him. Or I love him. But I really do love him.
I probably won't show it no more. There's a few different ways, a few more ways you can play it. But this is my favorite. This is my favorite way to play it. With a $6,000 bankroll.
$6,000 bankroll. He just called it. Favorite way to play it with the $6,000 bankroll. His bankroll is already higher than mine. So, positive.
We're gonna play it. Now you can play it with or without the inside bets. It's up to you. I'm gonna play it with 110 inside.
So he said you can play it with or without an inside bet, which has me to believe that there's at least two main divisions of this strategy, which is inside betting and probably has something to do with the pass line for those.
That bet never changes.
Right there, okay? This is beautiful that we're using Waylon. This is the difference between someone trying to say something and someone trying to sell something. Casino Quest, sometimes, off and on, evolve, your discretion, do what you will, make of it. Starting with $6,000, 110 inside, does not change.
We'll be off on the come out roll with it, but that bet never changes other than that.
Off on the come out roll, I will give you this one, Waylon. If he's off on the come out roll, I'm always a big fan of double sevens, single sevens, come out sevens, doesn't matter. You want to get on these numbers as fast as possible between your box because I'm always running for a 7. That means that I look at a 7 like the stop sign. I might be at 10 miles away, I might be 500 feet away. No matter what I do in that distance, I know I'm going to get stopped by a 7. So I try to get on as much as possible. So that's one pro and con. 2 pros, 1 con. 3 pros, 1 con.
I'll show you how it starts. This way of playing is more, it leans just a little bit more to the 7 side. A little bit more friendly on the 7 side.
He just said it leans more to the 7 side. So his basis for this strategy is already saying I'm playing the 7, playing the house, playing statistically the most common thing. Got it? I don't know what he's about to do because I haven't seen this before, but I can tell you right now that $100, I don't know how he's going to play and disqualify this, but the 10 and 4 starting at 100, I don't know if he's progressing, regressing, but if he's going to start doing losses and progressions, that can get dangerous quick.
Thing. Because in the casino, in reality, the way they change dice and all that kind of stuff, 7s are rolled most of the time more than a 4 10 in a casino, a real casino.
7s are going to roll more than 4s and 10s. Got it. Correct.
On a good hot set of dice, the 4s and 10s can outrun a 7.
So he just said on a good day, 4s and 10s can outrun a 7. And this is a difference, and this isn't a bad difference actually, this is more of a neutral comment, is that if you're sitting here saying that the 4s and 10s sometimes outrun the 7, which is true at a micro scale. So when you have in your mind, which I'm sure he's about to progress, he's like, hey, 1 roll probabilities, dice don't have memory, X, Y, and Z. I don't know what he's about to say, but it is true. Sometimes the 4s and 10s outrun the 7. I think that over time, the 7s are always twice as likely as the 4. However, if he's doing something where it only requires 1 hit, as in it has to hit the 10 or the 4, and that's it, then he could be geared to a good statistic because 3 out of 36, 3 out of 36 is 6 out of 36 to hit one of those once versus 6 out of 36 for the 7. So right there in that statistic, if you're just trying to hit a 4 or a 10, you're a 50% chance of hitting those 2 numbers or hitting the 7. So you're right there in line with it. That's kind of dangerous because obviously you're taking 2 bets for 1 outcome, but 1 roll or 2 different rolls have to hit for you to hit these versus 1-7 wipes 2 to 1. That's why they only pay you half because you're paying double, for this. But in saying that, if he's doing some kind of press factor on these, like I do my 4 and 10 place bet press, if he's doing something like that on those, you get a lot more love, because if he's doing loss plus whatever, he's not just getting back his loss plus $5 for every increment. He's getting 2-to-1 odds that can build up over time. So cool. I keep my my phone keeps turning off when I'm off. Not that. There you go. Let's turn this brightness up, and let's go ahead. All right, wins, lay 4 and 10, place 4 and 10, 110 outside. So Charlie, you mostly make money playing the dark side. Actually, the most money I actually make is playing the 6 and 8 and pressing it, actually. But I do a lot of hedging, so I'd rather just like hedge with the worst case scenario and profit off the best case scenario. I don't know why I drink this Weller's.
Anyway, the 7 favors the casino in all reality. So, now this video might not take very long, but I'll show it how I play it. Everything stays the same except the lay side of things. You start off at 100 each on everything. Start off the same way. But when this action here starts taking place, these bets go up 200 each every time. Every time after the initial, every time after something gets started with a 4, 10, or 7, these go up on the loss, 200 each every time. 200 each.
All right. Let me think about this. He said every time you lose, you're going up $200. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 1, 3, 7, 5, 9, 11. However, if you're losing 100 here and winning 200 here, that means that technically speaking, okay. He's basically saying, if he says he's going up 200 every time, that means he's hitting that 4 every time and losing that, but pressing it by 200. So the first, this one's a wash. This one is a direct result of this, technically a wash. But these start to hit and it can become exponential. But realistically, every time you bet, you're gaining back $200, or you're gaining back $400 in a lay, technically, because you're winning 200 here, because 400 makes 200. So this is making 200, which is the equivalent of a $400 lay. So if you lose this, you made 200. So actually, you lost this and made a $98. So you put 200 here. If you lose again, that's washing this hit. So you're up 98 to a wash bet. So it wouldn't even be until the third 4 that you hit for $400 will be the first time that you take a loss of $200. Same goes for that. Okay?
On a win, they'll go down 200 each every time. These stay at 100. They go up 100 each every time.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So every win goes down $200. I mean, that's... Why would you do that? What would be the point of this? All right, I'm gonna think about this. So you're doing 200 on the front side, 100 on the back side. So you're directly correlating lays to bets for the 4 and 10. If you're pressing by 100 and then pressing by 200 every time, technically speaking, if we isolate it to just this, the 4 gambit, because it's mirroring the 10 gambit, If you add 200 and add 100, that to me is a wash bet minus vig. So it's a losing bet if that's all you're doing. I don't know how he's going to integrate that, but we're about to find out.
They come down over these here. Anytime you up higher in levels, take a look at your bankroll, take it down when you can. You're a couple $100 in profit, take it down, start over. We need to have it out there. But,
Now he is correct. When he says that, that's a very good advice. Number one, bankroll management. Check your bankroll, see where you're at, see what you're doing. The second thing would be, hey, you know, if you're up a couple $100 on your lines, you need to be taking them down. So that's correct.
we'll get things going.
All right, tell me how you're going to do this, Waylon. How are you going to play this?
Plays out. Here we go. 6, 4, 10. 10 be the point. We lose 100. We win 200. We're $5 big.
So you're up $95. He lost the 10.
200 each. 300.
Oh, God. He's doing it both of them. Oh, okay.
Same. So 110 inside. Now I'll see it. Here we go.
Okay. So he's saying that no matter, okay, I see what he's doing here. So realistically, this, oh my gosh, okay. This is still correlative, so that's its own play out. But essentially, Charles, no matter what, he is pressing 200 on all. So essentially, you're doing bracketed 4s and 10s with integrated presses. And he said the 110 inside can be on or off whenever. Okay, so let me think about this. 7 pays, at this point, 7 loses $200, $310, and you would win back $300. A 4 will cost you $300, but it would pay $100 to do it. And then on the back side is a 7 pays you out, but you bracket your 4 and 10 both $100 each. So once he sevens out, he's going to have a $200 4 and 10, and then he is going to have, and every time you 7, you add $200. Holy crap. So that means if 7 would come, he'd lose $10 and put $200 4 and 10, and then he'd put a $500 4 and 10 behind. Whoa.
R6.
Show me the way, man. Show me the way, man. Show me the way, Len. All right. All right, so he's just racking his 5 through 9. He's putting profit back in his rack.
R8.
It's now his second hit.
Put it in rack.
Oh, secondary rack.
Snake eye.
Nothing really going on. 5, talk to me.
Okay, 35.
So realistically, he's made $100 on a 10, and the rest of it is box numbers.
549.
Same thing, box numbers.
$35.
He's not pressing, so he's wrecking back. So I think he's even on his box numbers. All right, show me something.
Hit the point. You lose 300, but we win
So now you've washed your first 10 hit, which had you up 95. You win 200, so you're down something.
With that 300, we go up 2 units.
To 500. He's got a $500 dome.
And now at this point, well, we'll be off on the inside bets when we come out. Everything else is working. Here we go. 3, 1, 4.
All right.
The 4 big point. 4s and 10s are hitting at the moment. They win $200
You lost 300.
for a $5 big.
So that means you're going to 700 on the 10 and the 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $500. Get it 700.
$17 vig plus that. So $22 vig.
2, 1, 3. Chocolate.
Let's see here.
Over here. 6, 2, 8.
You made your money back in the box. What is going on?
Right. 6, 5. Yo.
So
5, 1, 6. Everybody 35. We just racked 6, 1, 7 out.
show me. That doesn't matter. Wash bet anyway.
Shooter right there.
Okay.
And 7's always gonna come. Now instead of breaking even when that 7 comes,
You relied on your 10 a little bit and your 4 big time.
that'll be 10, 20, 30, $35 big.
Waylon, it's not a $35 vig, bud. You already paid vigs.
That's what I do. $35 big.
Kind of, you short yourself there now.
Anyway,
Tell me what you're gonna do.
we have $700 bill. Let's take it down and take a look, see where it stands.
But you should be now, based on your progression, your 4 should be 200 and your 10 should be 200. Right?
2, 3, 4. Let's get $400 in change.
I'm trying to understand what he's trying to do. What are you going to do after that 4? So a $200 4 and 10, which is an offset to add 2. So it should be a $200 4 and 10, and then a $400.
100, 200, 25, 35, 45, 50. We have $250. With only 1 7 coming.
Okay. What's next?
4s and 10s. Only 1 7. This way of playing it plays the 7 more than 4 and 10. So we'll start back over to base level. Do it all over again.
I'm kind of confused. I thought if you 7, the 4s start to go to 200. He hasn't done a 410 progression yet.
Shocking. Sauce. 5 1 6.
He's not doing an inside number,
Be the point.
or he's doing outsides. Okay, he's doing inside numbers. But talk to me, Goose. Like, what are you going to do with that 10?
3 2 5.
All right, well, let's because he's up, the strat starts over. Touch him. Touch him. Oh. Just one progression each.
Like I said, I'm just showing y'all basic steps. Just the basic steps.
So he must have hit a 4 or a 10 to progress his back level up. And a 7
hook couldn't last forever.
Why is it at 200? It should be at 300 because you add 2 on the back every time. So it's got to be 300 each.
Lose 300, win 300.
There you go.
So it's covered. That's a $15 bid. Let's take everything down and see where we at.
All right. Huh. He said he's only going to show it once. Let me put it right. Let me put it right here. Okay. What a...
$7 always going.
Okay. So... there's a lot of moving parts to this, but okay, let's just take out this. So the majority of his profit looks like came in for hitting box numbers. So that right there is inconsistent enough to say, hey man, like that 110 inside can be 7'd out just as quickly as the profit coming in. So because he takes out, he says you can either play it or not. I'm going to take out the 5 through the 9. If you replace the box numbers, most of his 410 profit came from the first run, maybe the second run too. But I mean, you're talking about, I mean, I never saw him do the progression on the 4 and 10, but regardless, a ladder system works as long as you're laddering the system, okay? So if you have a 1 and a 1, First Street pays 100, which is disco, but you lose 100. So you could say, if I'm going to win 100 anyway on the first rip, I could just do a $50 down here and just let it fly and lose 50. Or after the first 4 is thrown, I could do X, Y, and Z. My issue is, he said that if you're going, that you need to sit here and put $100 every 7 means $200 in the back and $100 in the 4 and 10 minus profit, which really means that you're kind of Peter Pauling essentially a symmetrical bet. You're saying every time a 4 hits, or every time you lose to a 7, a 4 dictates a 10. And that's where you're going to get off on things. And so my question would be, if you have a scenario where 4 4s have been hit, and then you stop. All right, let's just do the progression of this. 3 4s hit. That puts it at $600 plus, so $700 on the 4, which translates to $700 on the 10. And after 3 4s have hit, 3 10s hit, which now puts that at $1,300. And then this also at $1,300. So sometimes in craps, especially long rolls, you're going to see 4 10s, 3 4s, and stuff like that. And that can cause this to get amped. But if every time you hit, he said on the 7, you regress. So you're winning $200 every time on the 4 and 10, but multitudes of 4s and 10s will hurt you on the plus 200 on the backside if you're maybe getting bailed out on the 5 to the 9. But my question is, what happens at the cold table? Because the cold table means this stays at 100, and this every 7. Okay. I see what he's saying. So basically, his backside here is for a hot table. You see higher levels at a hot table here. You keep this flat because you're doing X, Y, and Z. Cold tables hit the 7s more, so this starts running. So essentially, you're doing a 410 press like my strategy, but you reverse it also to the 4 and 10 on cold tables, and then you're rocking to your 5 and 9 just as you please. Okay, laddering like that could have issues just on longer rolls and depending on how deep you want to get. And in saying that, that is semi-easy to keep up with. The problem is your VIG is going to hurt you a lot. Doing the 5 to the 9, just like you see in these videos, it really does help out because you're doing so much hitting, like I said, 18 out of 36, you're hitting those, and that's calling it the same. I don't know if he's integrating this into a don't pass strategy or a pass line strategy. It seems to me like this strategy would be valid, but I also think it is potentially, if you take out the 5 through the 9, potentially it could be a lot slower profit as some other strategies would be. But it's interesting. It seems like a lot. But I see what he's doing. He's basically playing the cold table and the hot table at the same time and using the box numbers to go. Interesting. It's a very interesting concept. I don't know. Well, how about that, guys? Take that stimulus package. Look at that, guys. That's what I say. Oh, man. I'm just trash. All right, so realistically, let's see how it looks. It looks pretty good. Okay, so realistically, I mean, you're doing a lot. All right, let's see what negative progression. Because he's up, he starts over. You're right. If he progressed as he said he would, the 410 went to 200, blah, 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 blah. Because his rack was in the positive, he started from over from base level. Trace. Stent placer after you hit the 4 box numbers, start pressing. Obviously, I agree with that. Hello, Biff. Question, Charlie. Found an old video of a hedge system that seems to address issues of low bankroll. Can you make a sample video if interested? It features your light. Well, I mean, yeah, go for it. I mean, just post the link. I'll click on it. I'll find that video. Ooh, did something happen? Okay, sorry. Yeah, Biff, you said question. Charlie found an old video of a hedge system that seems to address issues of low bankroll, a choppy table. Biff, post a link. I'll click it on right now while I'm looking for another video. So, Waylon, that seems to be an interesting strategy. Services out. I see what you're trying to do with the hot and cold. I don't exactly see the 4 and 10 level progressions on the pass line. That could be an issue, but I mean, I do a 4 and 10 loss plus 5 after 4 7s without a 4 or a 10. That could be something, but that's marginal, man. All right, let's see another. I like these. Oh, well, actually, we already did Waylands. I can't be doing two Waylands, you know? Like, you gotta back it up. So let's go to another one of my good friends. Let's go to Pro Craps, man. Or no, Pro Gaming. Gaming TV. I can't remember what the heck his name is now. I don't think it's Pro Craps anymore. It's John Cocos. Okay, there's Pro Craps. Is there anything? Dang, when did he put? Oh, this is a day ago. Boom, day ago. Oh, pass the rack challenge. I don't know what that is. I absolutely don't know what this is. See, this is uploads, popular uploads. Here you go. 555. Craps boot camp flat betting. That's not right. Southern Border live roll. Don't come strategy. Okay.
Harvey denies any allegation of assault, but he is aware of complaints about his treatment of women and
Hey y'all, this is John with Pro Craps here. I'm going to work another strategy tonight. One I'm trying to get some film on here. It's one of my grinder strategies, and I'm doing a series of these.
All right, I love you, John, but we're going to back this up. All right, here we go.
It was bypassing the come out, and I'll grab my dice. We'll use the reds tonight. And just get some point established. It'll be a 9, a 6-3, 9 will be our first point.
Step 1 didn't work.
And our first bet is going to be a 3-unit comeback. So let's move our shooter money up to the front of the rack. And again, we have 8 units. It'll be 3 units in the don't come, followed by 2 units in the don't come. And the reason for that leveling is that once this 3 is set somewhere behind the number, and the 7 comes on that second roll, while that's in the don't come, that gives you a 1 unit win. So it's just a little bit of a protection for the second one. Once they're both set, you've got...
All right, so he just said he does a 3 unit don't come and a 2 unit come and something around that fashion. And to me, when you do these levelings like that, let me take a drink. When you do levelings like that, essentially what you're saying is you're trying to risk and min $5. I mean, that's essentially you're saying, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, but essentially, long story short, I want to either lose $5 or I want to make $5. So my usual answer to that, and before I even see the strategy, it might be pertinent, but to me that says, hey, it'd behoove you to just play at a $5 table.
5 units set in don't come action on the 7, which is what you want. Our last 3 units comes into the come, and we're looking for the home run, and this strategy is a 3rd roll 7, which really doubles your money up, ideally.
So he is saying that you want a 3rd roll 7, ideally. And the problem with that is actually the reverse. What I was saying earlier is this, 6 to 1, 6 out of 36, 1 over 6, ratio 1 to 6. Means for every 6 there's a 7. In saying that, I would say I always do 3 rolls after the 7, and based on that, it's the exact opposite. Is the fact of the matter is you're now trying to hope for a 3 roll 7 versus a 6 roll 7 or a 24 roll 7, X, Y, and Z. The problem with that is, once again, what is the average? 1 over 6, 6 to 1, 6 to 1. You're always going to be 6 to 1. And the reason why I say that, nothing against John, nothing. I'm just doing these videos. You might completely prove me wrong here in a second. You're playing craps now, okay? I'm going to go ahead and assume that the average person starts playing craps maybe around 25. Some people pick it up later, but it doesn't matter. I picked it up at 20. Played at CD casinos, like one guy was saying on Casino Quest, until I got turning 1. And as you can tell, even with the glasses, I look like a child. If you've met me in person, I pretty much look like a child. But in saying that, the best way I can describe this, in terms of lifetime craps rolls, is poker. Okay, I can't remember exactly, but let's just say if you have pocket aces, pre-flop, and you shove it in, you should win, let's just say 84% of the time, right? Now, in saying that, if you have aces one night, pocket aces, 4 times, all 4 times you shove it in, all 4 times you bankrupt, get cracked, X, Y, and Z. When you ask a poker player, what does that prompt you to never bet your aces? They say, no, tonight sucked, but I know that the course of my poker career that aces will win heads up 84% of the time. Now, just because it didn't win tonight doesn't mean that statistic lies to me. I like to think of craps the same way, and when I say that is your dice game, for better or worse, no matter how much you want to sit here and say it doesn't, you are continuously generating rolls for your personal game. And I say that, you could be at a casino, practicing, doesn't matter. You're rolling. You're putting numbers in. So that means that the more numbers you see, the more numbers that are in your data bank, the more numbers that are going to even out over time. If you play craps for 20 years, 5 hours a day, once a week, over the course of your lifetime, you're going to have enough rolls where it still will create that probable pyramid of possibility. Now, in saying that, the same can be said for this issue, and the problem is that you sit here and say, the most ideal scenario is in 3 rolls, I hit a 7. The problem with that is that once again, over the course of a lifetime, you are now starting and edging a bet, considering on the fact of a statistic and a standard that is not going to be achievable. That means over your lifetime of craps, it's going to hover around 6 rolls, averaged out. Not every person, but it's going to average out over time. So a system based on 3 rolls for the 7 is the same as saying I'm basing the system off 9 rolls against a 7. Dude, man, over time, you're going to lose. Doesn't matter how many times you change it, but I don't know the strategy, but as of right now, if that's your best case scenario, I know it probably isn't, but if that's the most ideal scenario, it's a little bit off on your math because of that reason. I got other questions too. Frequency guy, I did a 4 and 10 lay strategy with either a 4 or 10 rolls, will go 1 unit. When it rolls a 7, go down 1 unit. It takes a long time, but I always profit in the end. It just takes larger. It takes a larger bankroll, true. Crappy Craspin, 2 come bet, 2 don't. Okay, I'll do that next. Congratulations. Thank you, 2K subscribers. I know, I get about a subscriber a day. That is a good strategy. On a cold table, I've played it in Vegas, and it ground out for hours to make $200, using 25 units. Died, come out 7s regularly. Double and triple 7s. So there you go. So they're already saying that the strategy beforehand can die out. And like I said, DG's all about endurance.
It's really up to the way you want to play, how much action you want out here. I like the...
Okay, so right there, and this is just, I love John. John knows this, so he's not going to take offense to this. Fallacy, inconsistent. Don't say that. Is this the system? Run the system.
The quick hit versus the kind of like limping into it type of thing seems to work better for me, but I can play this out both ways. What you'll find is that as they get picked off, if they do, this thing recovers really well because of where the bets get placed. I like that part about it. The one big hole, I think, is the first shot. When the point's established and we're in our don't come, as we are right now, the point 7 out, the immediate 7 is a crusher here. So depending on your bet level, you might want to have kind of a little side hustle over here, a side bankroll, so to speak, maybe on this side of your rack, that's designed to hedge against the point. Maybe like a ricochet where we're gonna put 3 units out here, or maybe probably more than that, but whatever it would be, some hedge based on the point against this number to save that on the way out. I'm not gonna do it tonight as I roll this out, but I think that's definitely an option to explore, especially if these are not nickels. If this is 75 bucks coming through here, it makes perfect sense to go against the 9 with like a $150 lay or something, to grab 100, which is a little bit of a...
Just checking my battery, guys. Hold on.
So that's definitely a thing to consider doing. Tonight I won't do it. I'm just going to roll things out straight. Let's see what we got. Our first DC coming through, and there's why we do it, right? There's the 527, so we lose it right off the bat.
Just based on the title, don't come bet, come bet. I'm assuming he's doing 3, 2, 3, something like that. But let's. Okay.
What we're trying to recover now.
3.
We could get burned by picking ourselves off.
2.
That's going to happen when you're playing any DC strategy. Otherwise, we get a second number set on the 8, and we're going to be happy about that. Here we go. It's going to move to the 10, 6, 4, 10.
Good.
Now we have 5 units in action against the 7, which is what we like. We have 2 great DC bets. I'm happy with that. Our next 3 units goes into the come. I like to play it with all 3 in the come. This is not a strategy like the come ladder where you keep rolling all the way through. This bet can be a repeater and then roll through. At this point, we're going to find an interesting play. What will happen is, if we get picked off anywhere up in here, this thing could go to the 10 or the 8. You always are going to have likely 5 or 6 good units working for you. Once everything is set, you can...
Okay. He said you're most likely going to have 5 or 6 units working for you. Well, let's just say you don't have any come out craziness. You're going to sit here and have 1 roll to make the point, and then plus 5 rolls equals 6. So technically, in a perfect world, you could have 5 out. 6 is now pushing above your standard. But once again, the issues with stuff like this is a lot of times old school way to say is repeaters. You're going to get killed on repeaters. Also, the fact that you are rolling your first 2 on a 7, that's pretty slotted. Third roll, I can see what they're talking about. The third roll, a 7 pays off everything. Maybe. The problem with systems like this, and the reason why I'm hesitant to say a lot of remarks about it, is the fact that I get leery anytime it takes 4, 3, 5, X amount of hits for you to finally break even to make money. Because now you're talking about not just hitting one thing, you're talking about hitting a multitude of things to make this happen, which in turn can cause a lot of headaches down the line. And so I'm interested to see how he bets this, because I don't know. If it's just this, then we'll switch over to the other one that someone wanted me to look at.
Still show a profit even when that gets picked off, which is kind of a cool feature of this thing. So here we go. Come out. Less explaining, more rolling to come.
Repeater.
And here it is. There's an 8, 5, 3, 8, which is common. That moves into the 8. We lose our lay 8, or our don't come 8, which seems like it sucks. But I have 3 bets, 3 units on the 8 and 2 on the 10. If we get an 8 followed by a 7, we're going to be actually.
Now, I want you, he's about to say, I don't know what he's about to say, but it doesn't matter. The reason why I say that is because in this situation, he's like, well, it can't be bad. You know, I got a hedge right here on the 10 for a 7. You got 8 for 3 units, which is great. X, Y, and Z. The problem with that, okay, is that now for him to say this is going to start working, you have already hit an 8 for your don't play come bar. You've now hit an 8 for your come, and now he's saying you have to hit a third 8 to start making money off this, all while avoiding the 10 and the 7. 7 is 6 out of 36. This is 3 out of 36. So you're banking a 5 out of 36 hit for the third time out of a 936. So you're a 2-to-1 favorite right now to hit 10 or a 7 before an 8. So this is actually a 2-to-1 favor to lose now.
In profit, even though we lost that bet right there. So it's interesting the way the numbers kind of roll around for this one here. As a 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you stop progressing. So this is the whole thing.
And there it is.
8. So that's the third 8 to start seeing profit.
Come down and go back to our rack.
Oh, was it?
And
takes 3 8s
right now, I have
just to even, or yeah, to even out.
I had that 2 that I was short because we had gotten beat before. I can put that right back up in here and make my rack feel like it's full as I go. Now we're just looking for a 7 versus that 10. There's a 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm not going to keep recycling things here. I have played this where I've.
All right, I'm going to stop right now because this is, I already see where this is going. All right, so in saying that, okay, you've done all that to profit 2 units to put on a 10, okay? Now, it took a billion rolls to get there, at least 3 to set this up, okay? And yes, he showed a problem, but once again, it's about endurance and survivability, not about culpability. So in saying that, if that's the case, and you have 5, 10, 20 units out here, and technically there's your 2-unit profit. Well, 20 units, that means you have 10 bullets, but 2 bullets on the 10 call it a day. I mean, I don't understand the issue. And then also, if that's the case, okay, why not sit here and play after 1 instead of doing the DCB, come down to the don't pass bar, and then just have that as your 2 units, and then have your pass line as 3 units. Or if you don't want to do a roaming loan like that, have this as 2 units. Or, better yet, if we're doing a 3-3-2, 3-2-2, 3-2-2, 3-2-2, 3-3-2, 3-2-3, that's what it is, 3-2-3. Then do a $3 pass line, because that means you're edged for a 7-11 for 8 out of 36 in the come out. Okay, so start with 3 here. Then your next roll, do a DCB for 3, right? And throw that wherever it needs to go. Hold on, let me think about this. How would I play this? Well, you already proved the repeater is going to kill you. So you can do a 3 here and a 2 here. And then once the point is established, throw 2 here to the don't and have that going. So there's your 5 on the pass to be good. You can offset that pass line with don't pass odds if you want to cancel it out to a point so you're not losing units on, let's say, an outside number 4 and 10. And then you can have your gamble for the DCB on 2 on your third roll, which is beautiful because really it's not even your third roll, it's your second roll. You have your come out roll to the 5, second roll to the DCB to play it, and then slap like that, and now you've reduced like 4 hits or 2 hits or 3 hits down to 2 rolls, which avoids your 7, And then for the outliers, which is a 0.7 out, you could have odds right here to cancel it out if it's a 4 and 10. You could have pass line odds if it's a 6 or an 8 to keep that going. So then you can start using your DC and come bets like they're supposed to be using back to the pass line for odds on each and kick it out. But I think that's probably just a different strategy. I mean, what they're doing is essentially translating the DC and don't pass bar into come and don't come bars, which is an easy, slick way to show an old system with a new, fresh face by using roaming numbers like that. So that's a little off. All right, let's see here. Odds on DP, recover initial loss. Now if the roll rolls again, yes, that will hurt. Okay, so frequency. Crappy strategy addresses issues with John's strategy. Okay, let me go and find crappy crapsman. Okay. So you're saying, Biff, that the video you want me to see is the crappy crapsman. All right. Crappy crapsman. Ah, Charles. What have you done? Crappy the Crapsman. I've never heard of this man. I've never once heard of this. Okay. Alright, so not so oh, this is it, videos. And the video is 2 come bets, 2 don't come bets. Okay. Crazy 8, lay. Okay, looking for this slow roller. Dice setting class. Garrison Russell class. All right. Well, this is just a... Man, he's done all kinds of stuff. Safe way to play grab safety. No. God, this is like... Lay the 6 and 8, was that what it's called? Oh, it's named Cold Table Strategy. Well, Cold Table Strategy, okay. God, man, you're lucky I know how to speed read. Let's go all the way back. Cold Table Strategy, all right. Cold Table. Nope, Crazy 8s. All right. Cold Table Strategy. Let's see here, guys. Don't judge me on my... Oh, man. Like, I should... You know, this is the problem with live, you know? You just don't have anything set up. Then the drinking's involved, and you just don't even know what you're doing. And then you're just Googling stuff. Like, all right, what do you guys want me to see next? All right, let's... Insane hot bet crap strategy 1 year ago. Shoo! All right, sorry. Give me to yell at y'all. All right. Cold table strategy. Cold table strategy. Cold table strategy. I don't even see this thing. Craps challenge. I don't even know what that craps challenge was. Cold table. It's not cold table strategy. The drop strot strategy. Okay, you're getting someone. The low roller $10 strategy. Bonus. Cold table. Oh, cold table. There you go. All right, we're getting somewhere. I saw a cold table. Now I just need it for the cold. Craps high low strategy. Oh my God. He did one of my strategies. What? Hour and 47 minutes. Wow. Pre-recorded though. All my strategies you got to do live. So that's already a null bet right there, guys. Look at that, guys. You're famous and you don't even know it when you see your own challenge here from 2 years ago on the old Craftsman. God, man, how many videos this guy got? Yes, 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 yes. Aggressive, yes. Inside, super aggressive. Bet the... Bobby, why would you give me a strategy out here that's in the middle of nowhere? This is ridiculous. Crap strat for mixed table, craps, grabs, crap. God dang it. Dude, this man is like, I cannot believe you're making me go down to the nosebleeds to find, oh! Okay, new cold table against old cold table strategy. All right, good enough.
Hey everybody, the Craftsman here, regression obsession. Tuning into my channel. Well, I am having a dilemma here.
A dilemma.
I've got my whole way of playing the cold table, which I'm obsessed with. That has been my biggest money maker lately. Check out my double your money fast. Check out my $500 bankroll. The only thing about this strategy.
All right, well, if he's saying that, that means it's good. Dude, this is just like... God, he's had so many different camera angles. Why do y'all make me do this? Cold. Space. Table. All right, Krabby the Craftsman. Space. Cold. There it is. Oh my God. 2 years ago, improved cold table craps strategy. Boom.
Hey everybody, Crappy the Craftsman here, regression obsession. Well, I've been really playing with that cold table strategy and it has been a good one. I've made 3 or 4 different videos. But my nemesis, y'all know what my nemesis is, that don't pass.
I found it. Don't worry.
To lose. And let's say your point is, that's going to give you 5 ways to lose again. And then here it's going to give you 4 ways. But here, it only gives you 3.
Plugging the charger in, guys.
I'm going to eliminate the don't pass from the cold table strategy. Here's what I got in mind. Instead of 4 chip limit, we're going to have to go to a 5. Let me take out the 4 here. Hold on just a second. Because I want to have a $600 bankroll and I got $20 in ones. Because we're going to need some ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the maximum you're going to bet. We're basically going to play it basically the same way.
All right, so step 1. Sorry, I had to take the microphone off and plug in the charger now because that's how long I've been doing this. Based on that, okay, before I even start this, he's setting you $125, right? Let's just say he has $500 right here. Let's just say he has $100 right here, and let's say it's 20. So $620 bankroll, okay, for a cold table. So right off the rip, that tells me this bankroll can't survive a hot shooter. This bankroll can't survive a long roll. This bankroll can't survive repeaters. $600, and you're putting 1/6 of your money on a bullet is pretty dicey, but I'm down for it.
still gonna have that bad hole in it when we hit the don't come for the first time. That's the only hole I've been trying to figure out a way to fill that sucker. But instead of playing the don't pass, we're not playing any pass or don't pass. But what I want to do, either lane the 4 or the 10. It's going to cost me $1 big when I win it. So you can pick either one. All
right, before I even start, this already looks like maybe in a, the 4 and 10. Now you're talking about that could be wager me this is anything but 10. That could be a heavy hedge with some kind of spread out in a $10 table. So before I get too crazy, if you're starting out with $600 on a 10, that can get busted extremely quickly, extremely fast, just on that bet itself.
And let's talk. Okay? Let's get a point. So I got $50 on there. That's why we had to add the extra chip. So now, oh, here's what else we need to do. I'm sorry. We put $7 on here. On the
Drop a link, Biff, if it's the wrong one. I can't find it. Damn, I had to search 600 videos to get this one.
Pull the stick around, okay? So this is what I put on the bottom corner here is going to be the hard way, okay?
Okay, so right there, you're talking about $50 for $1. So that's $51 and a $12 hard way. Okay, so you're reducing this with a hedge to that. But what you're actually doing is costing yourself not just the $50, but $62 every time you hit a regular 10, and then also you're killing your profit when a 7 does. There's a reason why you don't want to sit here and play these. Number one, implied odds for this is way off the MAC. So even if you win this, you're losing that just because of implied odds. This one, you're kind of losing implied odds because you're just getting paid 48%, or technically you're getting paid 95% on a 5% VIG, but you guys know what I'm saying. So this to here to there is mucho not goodo.
So that'll pay us $49. We'll lose $1.
So right here he says that will pay 49 and that pays 51. So even in this, your best case scenario of this triangle of betting for just isolating bets and seeing where they go, you're already losing $2 every time regardless. Either you're winning 25, losing 12, actually you're winning 24, losing 12, so you're risking $62 to win 12 bucks. And you think my lay system is bad? You're listing 62 to win 12 right there. I want you to really think about that. 62 to win $12. All right, hold on. Someone commented that say
that's only at least 2 ways to lose this, and I like to have it out there on the come out because we've lost a lot on the don't fast we'll win now. Let's see how this thing plays out. We got $600, and let's see what we end up with it being. Out roll. It's gonna be
old school craps. I don't see.
So basically,
I don't see the link.
I want to hit a 10. If we do, we'll just have to live through it.
Just type in the exact title of it.
The craps 3. That's a loser in the come.
Oh my God! I already messed it up. What are you doing?
Out roll. It's going to be a 5. So basically, we just don't want to hit a 10. If we do, we'll just have to live through.
Okay, so before doing anything, let's kind of break this down. Man, you guys are just breaking my heart. Okay, so I already told you about this. You're risking $62 to win $12, so that's a little bit off in my book. But technically speaking, this is $50 to 600. Actually, no, it's not, because $50 at 600, you're actually overpriced on your 10 lay. On top of that, you're rooting for a 1 out of 18 and getting paid 8 for 1 on that. So that's a losing bet. That bankroll management makes this a losing bet. Coming into a 5 and doing a come bet, technically speaking, 7 is the most common, which makes that intriguing. But once again, you're talking about, you're talking talking about a 7 out. Well, he just walked to the table. So 2-1, 2-1-3, and a 5, and then now he's sitting here on the third roll doing a comeback, which on the third roll for the 1 roll probability, you're like, okay, he's playing for a 7, which now it turns that $12 7 into technically a $35 7. But once again, over time, if your third roll is gearing toward a 7, same math applies. All right, and on that note, the things that y'all make me do. All right. He said my go to, let me just type in that, see what happens. I'm guessing it's this one. It was 8 months ago. With 104,000 views, guys.
Hey everybody, it's Cliffhanger here. Hope everybody's doing all right out there. One of my go-to strategies.
He's also fixing his mic issue. Hey, just to let you know, man, you know you can just like rotate this and edit. So it's flat.
Basically this strategy. This is not a big profit strategy. This is one that you can ride out for a long.
All right, keyword. You know, we're starting to hit some keywords here. Grind, go to, okay. Notice that, anyways, doesn't matter.
If you lose, you will lose a small amount.
Nah, if you lose a small amount. Don't like that.
Most of the time. If you win, you're going to win a small amount. I recommend.
It's right there in the language. If you lose a small amount most of the time, which means he's inconsistent with that. If you win, you win. Notice he put a stipulation on losing, but not a stipulation on winning. Common verbal little Freudian slip there.
Playing at a higher level, so I'm playing at the 25 level, and what I've got here is 10. There's $1,000 here, 10 units. You don't need that for sure, but what I want to do is keep up how many times we win, how many times we lose. Okay, just to kind of get a small sample size.
Okay, so he's got $1,000 and 10 bullets per 1,000. Okay.
That's what I would do. But you can sit there and grind this thing out at $10 level, you know, $5, what anything. You can just keep playing it. And if you do lose, like I said, you won't lose a whole lot most of the time. There's no guarantees in anything, especially in craps. But it's a pretty safe strategy. But if you're looking,
and this is my biggest thing. I don't want to be safe. I want to make money. Okay, that's like saying I want to be safe and losing $20,000.
for big profits.
If I want to be safe, and this is the kind of the fallacy, and this is me talking to you guys. Just realistically, if you want to be safe, you're talking to craps gamblers. Okay, everyone here is a craps player. Everyone here is a gambler. So inherently, if you want to be safe, you'd go like to pie out or go home or play like the stock market. So when you hear safe, that's like keyword for lose money slowly. I don't know this. I've never seen this video. Like I said, guys, I don't watch videos on YouTube. I don't even watch my videos on YouTube. So I'm just saying it's a little sus. A little sus. All right.
Your strategy. Okay, just not if you play for any length of time. But it's one that you can just play. Sometimes if let's say I bought in for 1,000 and the table was just terrible, and I was down to 500, I'll switch over and play this and try to get my 500 back over a long. You know, I take a couple.
So right here, you just said, I don't use this, but if I lose 500, I'll pick it up and grind it back. So why not use this strategy to grind 500 in the first place?
Hours. And a lot of people don't like to stay at the table long. For me, I live a long way from the casino. I get to go to the casino maybe 6 to 8 times a year at the most. So when I'm there, I gotta put my time in, you know, so. And I go there knowing what I'm doing. And most of the time I come out ahead or even. So I don't think I've only lost a couple times that I've went in craps overall. And never big, because I'm very disciplined.
I like that. Conservative.
That's the key. Yeah.
Discipline.
All right, we got enough for 10 shooters here. The way this thing goes.
10 shooters means one orbit around the table on a full table.
That's a rule. 4 units per shooter.
I like it. A rule, consistency.
We will not use any other chips. If we lose these chips out, we lose them out. We go on to the next shooter. But you will take any winnings you make and add to these 4. Okay?
Reinvesting wins back into your 4 chip. Okay.
That's all you can have is these 4 to play with. No, you can play with your winnings too. All right. Going in the don't pass the start. I'll kind of show you guys how we go. All right, coming in. We got craps 3. Look at that. Pays me. Now we got 5 chips in play. All right, coming out. And we hit a 6 the hard way. Now we're going to the come. And this is
Once again, come issues. I already told you why that's a problem.
Here and here. That's what it's about.
No, that's not what it's about. That's incorrect, guy. That's incorrect, guy. That is incorrect. Okay, so before I do anything, that is incorrect. He just said it's a wash bet. It's not a wash bet. As of right now, both are playing the 7. So those are the same bet right now. So a 7 is a wash, or 7 is a double win. On 11's a win, you know, all that stuff. 2, 3, 12, lost, all good stuff. However, once again, it is not weighted the same. The reason why it's not weighted the same is because of your values. You have $25 stating that you have a 6 to 5 chance of winning against a 6. 6 to 5 is your ratio. And so, obviously, if you're on the pass line, you are a 5 to 6 favor to lose that bet. Okay, so whatever this bet turns into is not weighted the same, because a come bet on the 4 is in no way a wash to a don't bet on a 6. So, incorrect.
That's right. I usually just
Come on, guy.
go with how it goes. I'm mainly using this as a hedge. You'll see how it works here. Here we go. We're in the come. All right, there's a 7. Look at that.
Oh, but it was a wash bet, right? So you're washing out. No. So you got paid on a 3 and a 7 on the first roll to get $75. Inconsistent, not playing his strategy. That's just the luck of the dice. So I'm not considering that anything. He's like, that's it for the shooter. That 75 means nothing, though.
You're going to need that. Some shooters you're going to lose on.
See, he's like, you're going to need that, but you're basing that profit on luck and saying that you need it for another roll. Inconsistent.
That's how I do it. That way I can keep up with it. All right, going on the don't pass. Shooter number 2. We'll get more into this as we get going.
9.
9. I want to get 2 combats in.
He said he wants to get 2 combats in. So right there, he says 2 combats. So that means that you have to roll for the point, roll your first combat, roll your second combat. I've already spoken in detail in this video about you have to roll 3 times after the point's established, or 2 times after the point is established. So a minimum of 3 rolls, maximum of how many rolls you want to do on come outs, which if you don't pass loss, you can roll 7, 7, 7, lose $75 on the don't, and then come out to a 9, and then then put a come, roll 2 rolls, never hit it, roll 7, lose those, lose you don't, or get gain or you don't. And nope, doesn't work.
All right, here we go. And we did it again.
So right here, before I even say anything, this man has based profit off $75 on a 3 and the 2 7s, and now based another $50 profit for a total of $125 in profit, based nothing on anything that revolves on setting this system up.
Yeah, this is an extremely cold table. We win here and here. We made $50 on this terrible shooting. Look at that. Shooter number 3. could do that all day, but it ain't gonna do that all day. Trust me. All right, coming out. All right, there's an 8.
Before you even start, 8. That's a horrible position to be in just based on that, but it's okay. God, man, 104,000 views. Do you know that I get, on average, 3,000 views a month? It's insane.
Now we're going to dump. And we're going to go to 4.
And watch this. He's doing it. Okay, so perfect example. Perfect example. You now have a come bet on a 4 and a don't pass bar on an 8. You want the opposite. You want the point to be a 4, the whatever to be an 8. So right here, you are very likely a 2-to-1 favorite to lose the 4, and then you're just skimming the milk on a 7 for a 6-5 ratio.
I'm going to get 2 comeback set.
On a second comeback.
One to go. And we're going to 9.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and see what we're dealing with here. All right, I'm going to have to bust out some math and think about this. Okay, so first of all, you're trying to hit a 4, which is 3 out of 36, 9, that's 4 out of 36 for 7 out of 36. So you have a 7 out of 36 chance of hitting one of these numbers before hitting a 7, okay? So now you're looking at, this is how ridiculous this is. You're at, 7 out of 36. This is a 5 out of 36. So, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Okay, so a 7 loses you 50, but wins you 25. God, man, this is bad math. Okay, let's see what it goes.
Now that we have 2 comeback set, we got our don't pass.
Talk to me. Right here. Even worse. Even worse. So we had to set the point, which is an 8, which is horrible, for a don't pass. You had to roll a 4 and a 9 to get your come bets in, and then you're slapping your last $25 on the don't. Okay? Like, what? You're creating, you know what? It's exactly what he said. You will lose slow and bleed over time. Because if you, let's say, hit a 5, 6, 8, or 10, you have 3 out of 36, you have 4 out of 36. Let's just say you hit a 10 again, 3 out of 36. That's 3, 6, 4, it's 10 out of 36 to hit. No, I lied. That's 3 and 4 for 7. And then you have, so 7 out of 36, and let's say you put it on the 10, well, that's a 5 and 3 for 8 out of 36 on the 7. You're still more likely to hit the dang numbers. Like, this is bad math. Bad math. Talk to me, Goose. I'm ready. I'm ready. Talk to me, Goose. Look at that. Bleed.
Doesn't really help us at all.
This is now, and I want you to see.
We are out of chips.
I want you to see what he just said. We're out of chips. Go to the next shooter, next thing. But it's okay because we got profit on the first 2 shooters, and it's going to go. Okay? But in saying that, these first 2 shooters in no way gave him money per his strategy. It was just the roll setting up this strategy that allowed him to get that money and a 3 on the come out on the don't pass. So now that we're actually set up for this strategy, he loses. He made an 8, lost 25, has a don't on an 8, which is horrible, and these numbers just yahooing around. So as his strategy is starting, he's already losing.
We can grab more. No, we're not. If we're shooting, we're passing ducks. We're rule. Never use more than 4 units per shooter. All right, coming out. Everything up there is still working. And we hit a 5.
All right.
All right, here we go.
So right here, he's like, we're going to roll this out. Okay, so you can only lose $100 per shooter. Okay, so let's talk about this. So he needs a 7 to win. Okay, a 7 to win. Okay, no, he doesn't. He needs a 4 and a 9 to win. So that's 3 out of 36, 4 out of 36, for 7 out of 36 as a positive result. So 7 out of 36 dice combinations can give him a positive result. But, so 7, remember that, 7, I gotta do like this because I won't remember. But at the same time, he needs a 7 to hit and not an 8. So I want you to think about this. So out of the 7 combinations he can win, he can lose by hitting an 8, which is 5 out of 36, or he can hit a 7 to still lose this because he's already lose that, so that's still a loss. So 5 and 7 is 12 out of 36. So standing right now on his strategy with 3 units out there, because he's only going to waste $100, he's got a 12 to 7, which is a 6 to 3.5. So he's almost a 2-to-1 favorite to lose as something. Maybe not everything, but something.
And we get an 8.
And boom, hit an 8. All right, well now he's only 7 to 6. So he's a favorite to hit the 4 or the 9. Hits the 9.
In the game, baby.
So what is he doing? He racks it. Okay, that's a positive. He racks his winnings. So now he's a 2-to-1 favorite to lose. And then he pops to the come. Look at this.
There's an 8.
Why wouldn't you establish a don't again? Oh my God, he does the don't last.
And we get a 4, which is great.
Which is great. Talk to me, Goose.
4. All right, we got 1 comeback set, 1 don't come. We don't have our don't pass because
Once again, now this time it is structured well. A 2-to-1 favorite, 5 to 6, so he's doing good.
Now if the 7 comes, we get paid here and here, and we'll make a little profit.
Okay.
And we get a 6.
Come 6.
All right, 6. Now we have a chip left. We'll go with the don't come.
Oh man,
Here we go.
this is a 7 city all day.
And we get an 8. That is great.
So once again, he's throwing all his DCBs up and then staying on the inside, which he could have done better and made more money just sticking to the 6 and 8 with the $25 don't pass.
I think I'm going to hold with that. If you get more than that in there, the only advantage you have to going in there now, if you do knock one of these off and get to replace it, you're going to break even on that bet. That's the only thing. But right now, we're just shooting for a 6.
So right here,
We really want a 7.
he is already inconsistently adjusting his strategy. He said you sit here and take what you make, push it back to the system. You say you do this for cold tables and get paid a 7 on the come. And then right here on the 3rd shooter of 10, he is already giving his viewers, 104,000 viewers to be exact. He's giving 104,000 people an inconsistent strategy that he used. Now the first 2 shooters, remember, the first 2 shooters were outside his betting strategy. So the profit he makes on these 2 are null and void. So as it stands right now though, he's got his 4 units and 1 right there. So in a true system of what he's doing right now that is showing his system play out, he is up only $25.
And we get a 3. We get a 6. Look at that. Get paid on the 6.
Inconsistent,
All right.
not
What do we do
continuing.
with our chips here? Are we shooting for the don't come, or should we try to get the comeback set? We got some chips. Let's play.
Okay, right there. Good Lord, guys. My go-to winning scraps strategy, great for bankroll recovery, okay? When you look at the instructions on how to start your car, it doesn't say when you feel like it, goose it, okay? It says put the key in the ignition, turn the key, start the car. That is a car ignition strategy. You get in the car, you got your fancy key fob, you press your button, you start the car. That is a fancier version. Now let's talk about conservative car starting strategies. You have a carburetor instead of fuel injection, you get in there, it's cold, you pump the gas a few times, you pray to God that it'll turn over, it'll brum, bum, 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 bum. And then from there, you let it warm up, you take it down. That is a conservative ignition starting strategy. But never in a car ignition strategy does it say, you know what? I feel on a fuel injection system in a Tesla, I guess they don't have that. You know what I mean? In a brand new Honda Civic, fuel injection, push button, all that fancy stuff. It doesn't say pump the gas 17 times because you feel like it and crank her up and let her ride. So when you hear my go-to winning crap strategy, the thing you need to ask yourself, and I might be a faultless too. I mean, I feel free. I mean, I'll put up my video next just to see here and see how bad I was. I'll put my first video ever played up. Okay? In saying this, that right there on the first shooter that shows his strategy in motion, he is now deviating from it. So before we even start, we're at 8 minutes, and he finally cannot, on the first shooter, tell me what his strategy is. Because the minute you start putting feelings up there and all that stuff, what to me is, and this has to go with more on the shell side of craps, is that you're basically saying, if it's a great roll, I'm going to blame it on my system. If it's a horrible roll, I'm going to blame it on the table. If it's a mediocre roll, I say the strategy is working, I'm enduring. That kind of cop-out lines do not progress a player that's looking at this for inspiration, is looking at this to standardize his set, because people in general, if you're coming into the casino with a strategy, hopefully your life vest is the strategy itself. So the minute you start getting feelings and trying to deviate from a strategy is when you can just go haywire. So unfortunately, I want to analyze this, but it really is nothing to analyze because he's not even following what he said he was doing. He didn't follow, and this is how crazy this is. Now, if he said, I'm not going to follow it because I've already done X, Y, and Z, I put 4 units out there, I've collected profit, I'm going to let it play out, absolutely. But the fact of the matter is that he waited, he hit, and because he got now $75 profit or $100 profit or X, Y, and Z, now I'm saying, let's play. Now, what does that say to the layman who's watching this, doesn't understand the strategy? He says, well, does that mean if I become double the profit inside this player shooter, I need to start reinstituting the policy? Does that mean I need to wait 3 rolls, what you did, and start pushing my policy no matter what? Does that mean if I have 2 don'ts but no place bets, I need to start pushing the come again? Does that mean that if I have too many DCBs, do I need to sit here and just do straight come bets? If that's the case, and I have the DCB on the 8, and over here you didn't put over to the 6, does that mean I need to change the don't bet strategy at the beginning? And it goes on and on and on and on and on. So you can't draw a strategy without some sort of consistency. Because if you don't have consistency, that means that you can't consistently mark your progress in which to do something. Okay, make sure they weren't ready anything. All right. So, I mean, we'll see how this goes, but I'm already not liking just based on the fact of X, Y, and Z.
And we hit the 7. Perfect timing to hit the 7.
Okay, perfect timing to hit a 7, okay? So right here, he's saying this is best case scenario, perfect time to hit a 7. And I find it odd, okay? And this goes for me as well, any video I put out as well, is that I don't want to see, that's the worst line ever, is the perfect roll ever. No, I don't want to see the perfect roll because my life isn't a perfect roll. It's a bunch of ups and downs, and I don't even know what I'm doing. And like, by God, I feel like the craps gods hate me, okay? So I don't want to see this because, okay, he's doing this. I want to see, hey, I usually play with 10 streets, but like I said, I only play this when I'm down 500. So let's go ahead and knock this 10 streets down to 5 streets and then play it to make 500, double your money, okay? But the problem, like I said, this is once again pre-recorded. You can make your assumptions based on that. It's once again not only pre-recorded, it's showing what? A lucky first, a perfect, a true perfect roll on your 3rd shooter, which is the first real shoot you have. Inconsistent on the come bet, inconsistent here. So your first 3 shooters are pure luck, not strategy driven.
That's what the 7's about. That's a hedge right there. But once it gets set, it gets set. Here, here, here. On that shooter, 1, 2, 3, 4, we made 125 profit. Now I'm going to tell you that is very rare. The way those dice rolls worked out.
There you go. That's good. He's doing a disclaimer.
But that's nice. That gives us a nice little cushion. Alright, so far we've won on every shooter. It ain't always like that, just so you know.
Now he is doing what he's correct. He's like, hey man, it's not gonna happen all the time. Which you could say, is that validating because he doesn't want people to come back and say, I did your strategy and I failed? And he's like, well, understands we gotta be lucky. But the correct way of saying that would have been like, hey, these first 3 shooters are not the norm. I profited from it, but it's not what you see generally as it lines up. And that could have been a more better disclaimer saying, take that for what you will. But see, I've made strategy videos where I've done some trickery. I shouldn't say trickery. It's when the dice have rolled so well that right here when making my how-to videos, it rolled too well and I had to delete it and come back. And the reason why is because it didn't portray the strategy, okay? Basically, right here, based on this strategy, he says in 3 shooters you can double your money. $300, double your money. Because he won, or whatever it is. 300, 150, 75. So yeah, it's almost doubled your money. Okay.
All right, we are coming out. Here we go. And we hit some snake.
Might as well throw that in your first ride.
That's for 5. Now we got 5 chips to work with. All right.
Perfect. Yellow 11. Take that chip away.
Lose on the yellow 11. Come out. And we hit an $8 way.
I mean, an 8. Oh, man, like why wouldn't you? If that was an 8.
All right, there's a 6.
Next bet's the DC. Oh, it's a 3rd. Ah.
And we'll go to the figure out. Whoa, look at there. I'm gonna knock off that 6 and get paid on that 6. Gives us another unit. We're going back in the come. We want 2 come.
So here's the thing: is that you had 2 come bets. You should be on the DC. 12. Take that away. So you're still washing out on your 6. At least the dice gods are even you. 5. And now you're throwing even more pressure on a 7. Likely after 6 rolls or something, because you had a 2, 11, all that stuff. It should be a 7 on the dot. 3 shouldn't count. He's sitting here like putting it. I mean, like this is just not a good representation of your strategy. Deuce.
Hey guys, look at that. See, that happens in the come, not the come. Now we got more chips. Here we go. And we hit a 3. Look at that. 3 craps in a row, baby. Yeah, that don't happen too often. All right, we go to 5. That's why I like to have 2 comes set. That way, chances are when my no come comes, it'll hit it. We'll get paid. Looky here. We got a lot in play. All right, now we have 1. We have our don't pass. We have our come and our don't come set. So I like to have 2 come bets set before I go.
He didn't do that last shooter.
So let's try to set another come bet. And we get a 5. A little sad we knocked that off. That's how it goes. Alright, and don't come. We got 2 come bet sets, so we're ready to go. And we get a 6. Look at that. Worked just like I wanted it to.
It didn't work just like you wanted it to because you sat here and damn. Okay. Okay, before I get too damn slammered in getting this. Okay, so right here, you're working a 7, okay? But you can't hit an 8 or a 6. And so now you're at a 10 out of 6 ratio, which is a 5 out of 3. So you're a 5 to 3 favorite to lose now. Because if you hit an 8 or a 6, it's costing you money. There's the 1. So 7 is actually killing you in some regard because you're not favored to throw a 7 at least once. And on top of that, you're supposed to hit a 5. So you have, let's just say the 7 is a winner, which it is, which technically it isn't because it's a wash, but you have a 3 to 2 chance to lose this, but only a 6 to 5 chance to win this. So your win ratios aren't correct on this, especially from here to here as well. But I mean, technically, let's just say technically, 7 is 6 out of 36. And you have to hit a 5 as well, which is 4. So 11 out of 36. 11 out of 36 puts you where to be. No, that's wrong. Because a 7 washes these 2. So 7 only wins you $25 out of your 3 unit. 10 out of 36 cost you a unit. And then the 7 also costs you this unit. I mean, that's a lot out there for not a lot of churn.
All right, now we got one set, one, I want 2 set. So let's go in and come here. And that gives us a hedge. So we're gonna make a
It's not a hedge, especially on the combat. It's not a hedge.
There's a 5. It's gonna go to 5. We're gonna get paid on 5. Look at our chip pile over here. Going to the come. We get 2 set. And we get a 6. We keep knocking off those don'ts, don't we? All right, we got 2 sets, so we're going back in the don't come.
That should be a 7 all day.
And we get an 8.
Wash.
Not too great. Going over there. Lose in there. Lose on the don't pass. We're coming out. Now those will be working on times. Get a craps 3. They'll pay me.
All right, you can't.
We get
Tell me what you hit.
an 11.
I can't, guys. This is just too much. This is just trash all day long. Can't do it. All right, so let's just go to the ultimate trash, which is Drunk Guy Explains, baby. God, man, let's go to this. This is Yahoo. Where is Drunk Guy? Well, I guess I should have known that there'd be 1,000,003 drunk guy on here. So E, Drunk Guy Explains. Hey, look at that. Live, guys. Can you imagine that? All right, little creature comforts, Q&A. Oof, oof. All right, so let's go to, no. Ooh, craft systems. Even better. Let's do, oh my gosh. All right, crafts. I mean, I guess all these are good. This one has all of them, or at least a good bit of them, all of them. Actually, there's a great picture that shows, I know it's in here. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. I don't remember that. Craps passive. I remember that. I don't remember that. I do remember that. It's not mine. Oh, it actually is mine. Craps lottery. Puh, trash. Final. There it is. No, here you go. This is all together. Boom.
A bed of sprinkled fries.
Stupid ads. Con 1. But I can skip them. Okay, let's go ahead and knock this out. Considering the fact that you don't have alligator strips, so that's already, I don't like that. Step 2, pre-recorded, so you could alter what you're doing with your dice, and you can just wait for a good roll.
We're talking about building bankroll. That's right. There are a lot of systems in place that require a heavy bankroll, but I've never really used.
Look at that supple skin before the fire too. Still have that shirt, ratty as hell.
Easy one. It's really easy to consider.
All right, so let's go ahead and. All right, let's see here.
300 millimeters. Let's see where to go ahead. We'll get us out 300. So it's 2, 4, 5.
This says for $300 to build a small bankroll. So right there, if you're saying $300, you're already less because you should have $500. You should have at least $5,000. So I don't know what you're going to do with $500.
Looks like we line that out. I'm going to put this over here. It doesn't matter for any of this. It does not pertain to us. So I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, what's he not going to do up there? You know, it doesn't have anything to do with combat either. It all comes down to, oh, I know, it's the effing friendly field. And
Whoa! $300 on a field. Okay?
And so, essentially, you don't have to worry about a pass line bet, don't pass line bet. Your entire existence is on this field. And it's very easy. All you have to do is literally wait until 5 numbers have been thrown outside the field, and then you do this.
Okay. I can already tell you where this came from. So this right here was a buddy of mine who loved my crap strategy and wanted to sit here and develop a strategy for his wife that could be compounded. Since this video has been posted, I say you need $5,000 at a $25 table just to do this after 5 or 6. I've postulated that if you do after 5 fields with $300, if you blew through it, you could have the husband come in with $5,000 and come and start his progression at $305 to roll it in. Still trash though.
First, let's see you lose that. And you do stutter step it. So 15, you lose that. And now you do double plus 5. So now 35. Doesn't matter.
Also, funny enough, I gotta delete this video. This is all this is. So I used to say double plus 5, which is, as far as this is, incorrect. Because right here, you wouldn't do 35, you've lost 25 and be lost plus 5. So it isn't 35, it's 30.
Lose that.
So right here, I'm already off by $5 because it should be 30.
75. Doesn't matter.
30 plus 25 is 55. It shouldn't be 75, it should be 60.
Lose that. And then we go 25, 50, 60. Go. 65. And then we do 165.
Right here, 165. That right there is 155. It should be at 160. Now, in this scenario, with $300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're putting an extra $5 to put it right here. In saying that, I would have done it a little bit differently than that because the odds are like $5 down. But in saying that, I could have said, you know what, since you're starting with 300, it's okay to get to 300 right here because essentially in your mind, you're saying to your husband, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the time your husband has the $5,000, you should be at the $305 level right here after 10 non-fields. Okay.
Your last one.
1.6 views, just saying. You know, it's not a lot, but 1,600 is pretty cool.
Streets. So you're basically, think about this, is that for you to make this system, that means that someone would have to roll 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7.
And to show the difference, when I first posted this, a guy on Reddit put Systems 33. He ran 1 billion rolls. And when I ran those 1 billion rolls, I said, can you give me some number questions that I had to ask? And he's like, yeah. I said, out of your 1 billion rolls, how many non-field numbers did you see? His answer was 14 in 1 billion rolls. That's why now the field bet strategy goes to 15 rolls.
7, 8, 9, 10 numbers all outside the field. Now realize that, what is it, 16 out of 36 or something like that? Let's see, the 5 is 4.
No, trash. He's just doing backwards math. I don't like that.
I'm going to just dictate a role as someone else because we're not playing pass line on pass line. 3 doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm trying to ride 5 non-fields. That's not going to help. What else you got, Charles? Okay, so obviously I've moved on. What else you got, dummy?
Check you. How's it going, guys?
Fire Bet Markindale, building a bankroll. You notice the funny thing now? A drunk guy explains production. First of all, once again, unrecorded, backboard not applicable, could be loaded dice, also pre-recorded, could be fake. Everything about this screams lowest key. Obviously, it has racks here, no chip rack there. It's a fire bet, that's pretty cool. In saying that, I don't know how much bankroll I'm going to get, but the fire bet Markindale, hopefully he's being conservative after 2.
We're doing another building your bankroll. So a lot of times, most of our videos and systems run pretty much on a $5,000 bankroll. Most people don't have $5,000 just bank off a casino.
And the first thing I say is that I put a $5,000 bankroll. Most people don't have 5,000, so that's pretty good.
Where I use the field Markindale, which basically has a lot of waiting, wait and bet, wait and bet.
Wait and bet. Get on you, Charles. Wait and bet.
You know, do you want to have a good time or get paid, or have a good time while getting paid?
Do you want to have a good time or get paid, or have a good time while getting paid? Hell yeah, Chuck.
Have fun while doing it. Talk to your dealers. Talk to your people around the table. Do whatever you do. So this one right here, for this part, which is a really low bankroll, let's just do $300.
Ah, $300 again. This is back when $10 minimums were prevalent.
Oh, it's like it meant something, just so you know. Don't want anyone saying anything
Lying. You're lying out of your teeth, big dog. $300 anti-fire bet.
But I have $300.
Once again, 6 from 33. Told me, I was like, what's the most points you've ever seen on that? And he said, in a billion rolls, it was 9 points. It was before I knew about that. I just thought it'd be unheard of to make 7 points. Ooh, bad lighting.
Let's say for the casino game,
Better lighting.
everyone pays $1 or some stuff. Let's say you roll in points of 4.
Okay.
You make a 4. Oh, that's 1 point on the fire bet. You make a 5. And then make the 5. Second fire bet. You roll a 6, make another 6, third. And essentially, still don't get paid on any of those. Now, let's
That's what it was. Okay.
Well, that one.
So for this issue, what he's trying to say is like, you're trying to do an anti-fire bet martingale with $300. The issue that comes up with this is that this is a fallacy in the fact that this only applies if you're only on the unique point itself. So what happens in real life, Chuck, DGE, when someone says makes the 4, makes the 5, makes the 6, well now you're in a progression with your $300 bankroll and the next point's a 5, the next point's a 6. So are you just going to stop betting and take that L? And if so, how would you recover it? And that's the problem about having a small bankroll trying to do something like this, is that you're waiting for unique points. Well, nothing's really perfect because you, generally speaking, have, by God, you can see a 6 3 times. I did it tonight in live. So that right there is a good reference saying, hey, for $300 you can do this, this, and this. But it's a lie, realistically. Because realistically what's going to happen, you hit a 6, hit an 8, hit a 6, hit an 8, come on to a 4, think you're hot shit, and then lose that, go back to a 9, and by the time you get to that 9, you might be on your 6th or 7th point, but you're only on your 4th unique point, and that $300 is going to get toasted. So in theory, what I was saying is accurate. The application to me is kind of pointless, because what I'm trying to say here is that if you hit 6 unique points, you can use $300 to get X, Y, and Z. Problem is you're not going to hit 6 unique points. You're going to hit a bunch of points. Hopefully you hit 6 unique points, but most of the time there's double points on that, which create that means you have to need a bigger bankroll, means that what happens if you hit a 6 and an 8, and then hit an 8, and an 8, and an 8, then you have $1,200 on an 8, and you're, out of luck.
Fire bet will now pay you $25 on one. You roll a 9, and then make the 9. Now you on that $1 you pay.
All right, I don't have to hear your trash twice, because I already know you're screwed.
Let's say someone rolled a 5. Roll, they make that 2.
How many did I wait
Everyone's
for?
having a great time. Roll a 6. Oh man, hot table. People are going crazy. Action's everywhere. He makes the 6 again. Now they're really getting fired up. Now after 1, 2, 3, I've made that. You're gonna see me.
Pointless bet. Oh, it offsets. Charles.
I don't want to get burned on someone rolling a 7 right now and losing my dome. So I'm just going to kind of do here. Yes, a 12 could potentially lose it. That's one after
Potentially.
a little bit better action versus a 7, 11 that'll kill my dome here. So let's say the next point's an 8. Well, I know I want to get paid $25. What's the closest? Well, I know if I do 30 and get paid 80%.
Wow, you dumbass.
That's pretty good.
All wrong.
So I'm going to.
Oh!
30.
8 o'clock got, guys. I think I've been doing this for, here, I'll just, God, man, these are all trash. Just trash. That's live. Double trash.
Millions find a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov so they can enjoy.
You want to really break the internet? Do something like this on your live stream.
Feel like a million and find your plan during open enrollment. Healthcare.gov is
Can I skip this?
like you.
Yes. JC Penney, tell me more about my craps playing. All right. That it? We done? These are all trash. Just trash. That's live. Double trash.
Power off.
Huh. All right, so just to show you how bad this live stream's off, like I'm still watching my live stream, and so I'm a solid 30 seconds off my live stream. Woo! And on top of that, you guys can barely see me, so also trash. It shows you how bad my internet is. Wow, double trash. So in saying that, guys, every strategy is going to have its gimmick and its click. But you guys have to understand that at the end of the day, you know, the simple dynamics of crap strategies is really easy to analyze. And because they're easy to analyze, you can really dissect them and figure out what the best is about it. Is any system perfect? Probably not. Is my system perfect? I'd like to think so. But I have bankrupted before. Bankrupted on live stream right over there with 10 tens being thrown. Now I've been playing craps for 13 years coming on. 13 years. 14 years. I skipped a year because of the fire. So 14 years playing craps. It took me 14 years, or 13 years actually, to see 10 tens. However, did it cost me? Yes. The last thing I'd say, I already don't like that. That freaks me out. Because I see my own head in my own head. So we're on. Stop. So at the end of the day, guys, you've got to understand this. And when I see crap strategies, I'm going to say something I've never really said before because it's been a long stream. I got two things to say. Number one, my system and all the gamuts that it pertains, I think plays in something like this. That you have $5,000, you make 25%, you make 20%, 5 visits, you've doubled your bankroll. 5 visits, you double. I would postulate to you guys that based on that, as long as you bring $5,000 every time, that you will amass a pretty healthy number of bankrolls over time. Now, a martingale theory stipulates that you're basically, number one, you're betting immediately, which DG doesn't. It waits. So the first failures are 0, which is good. Second, DG's system always has a flat bankroll rate and a percentage weight to win and then reset. In saying that, you could postulate to me that I would say you would win, let's just say $100,000 and lose 5. Let's just break that even smaller. Let's say I think you're going to lose win $50,000 and lose 5. So in your mind, mentally, I'm sure there's a mathematical equation that protects this, but basically I think that you're going to win X amount of times and X amount of bankrolls, and when the statistical value of you actually burning out, whether it be the first month or the first 10 years, is going to be null overshadowing what you could win. So for instance, once again, it's a lifetime craps game. So I do believe that wholeheartedly, that I think that my system is consistent enough and conservative enough that when the times do come that you will bankrupt, that it's going to be null in the grand scheme of things. You're like, hey man, I made 50, lost 5, made 50, lost 5. I'll take that bet every day. So that's where I think somewhat my strategy is, and I think that's where the success comes, is I think the stabs over time account once you've amassed over everything else. And there's a couple people, CCS, Don Degen, who both have made over $100,000 in my system. Multitude of people have made X, Y, and Z over time. I don't know. I don't keep track. I'm saying that. Now, the one thing, let me make sure I don't have any questions. Oh, no, just a bunch of porn comments. So let's see here. Report. Pornography. Boom. So in saying that, this is the postulation that I have about the other side, okay? Now mine is that I am risking a heavy amount to win a small amount over time and keeping all the money in-house to me. What you could say is that realistically, I think there is an equation for do players or dice influencers or however you want to call yourself. I think there's an equation that probably says that, let's just say, I'm going to keep it simple math, but I know it's wrong, but simple math. I say that if you take $200, do a consistent strategy over time, doing whatever strategy you feel is necessary, that revolves somewhere around a press or 6s and 8s or max odds, whatever you want to say, I would say to you that realistically, I can lower this a little bit. Anything ball? Oh my God, that's it? Okay, good enough. I would say that realistically there must be a mathematical equation that says if I take $200, do a consistent strategy over time, let's just say working the 6 and 8 for $30, pressing full press every time, that you are paying $200 a visit to the bank to potentially, maybe, I'm going to outlandish this, but say if you blow $200 20 times in a row, okay, or 19 times in a row, that statistically, that system on the 20th time might yield you an exponential profit of $4,000. Now, in that 200 to 4,000, you could calculate saying, well, I've already lost that over time, and that's just washing it back out. But my system doesn't really have anything for exponential growth, whereas other systems have tons of leeway for exponential growth. Now, does that mean that their system is better than mine? That's up to stipulation, I guess, to the user. To me personally, I say no, because I'd rather hold my own money. I'd rather be more conservative. I'd rather play odds that are true. I'd rather, have things that are favored more to me than long shots, because you can't really plan on long shots. So that's kind of a little bit of an issue. But I have got to say that, if someone with $200, point becomes a 6, they have $25 and they max load the back behind, hits the 6. They put $50 down, they double their bet, next point's an 8, max odd, hits. And they do that for 3 points, they have turned 200 into potentially 2,000, okay, off 3 numbers. Can my system do that? Absolutely not. Can their system do that? They absolutely can. So it comes more or less into, I think, that there must be, because math is symmetrical for most part, is that there must be somewhere a sweep spot, a bankroll amount versus the betting amount versus the number of visits that allow it to hit at certain times. The reference I use is because I don't have a really big math background, I have to rely on stories or some kind of a similar situation that I can translate that using intelligence. And the best I can describe is that kind of system reminds me of a slot machine. People put in money constantly. However, there's people that do traveling slots that will sit here and wait and say, okay, well, this certain machine has had $17,000 put into it. Generally, the jackpots of this machine and its value is like the $23,000 level. So I'm going to take $6,000 based statistically over time and say I'm going to put $6,000 in the machine to potentially make $23,000. And so that's once again a runway. That's once again using light and linear thought, and you're paying into the system expecting a big cash reward back. Whereas my system keeps the money and charges the casino for my action. And so a little bit different in mentality, but in saying that, you can't take away some kind of mathematical equation that at 200 to 2,000 is the same. Now, I think that's that accurate? No. What I think what probably happens is that knowing craps and knowing how mathematically sound craps is and how symmetrical and locked on it is, I guarantee that strategies like that do not last, that they will come back but never positive result it, aka you might break even, or for 2,000 lost over $200 10 visits for 2,000 lost, you might make $1,500, $1,200. And the reason why I say that is that it becomes more of a psychology for, sorry, my neck is really hurting. That's why I'm sitting here just kind of like, ugh. There's a psychology, because the one time I saw a long roll, it lasted an hour and 2 minutes, okay? And in that hour, it didn't bankrupt me because he was only on like 4 points or something like that. He just basically was just rolling forever on the inside, which is good, and outside, which is bad for everybody, but it didn't really hit a lot of 4s and 10s for me. Now, it's saying that, what did I notice? I noticed on an hour and 2 minute roll, that could cost a casino up to $400,000, I think, realistically. You roll for an hour, I mean, you can keep ramping those bets, and that can legitimately have everybody, in the first 20 minutes, you could pretty much have everybody around $3,000 action inside if they keep pressing, stuff like that. But what I generally noticed is the fact that, for the most part, after the 30 minutes of rolling, great hits, great profit, that people started gearing down, and when they hit, they would just collect. They wouldn't press, they scaled it and stuff like that. So there's a psychology there that you'd say, okay, well, no matter what I have to press, even when I have a $3,000 6 and 8 working, I have to keep pressing and pressing and pressing, which to me really delves into the fear, greed mentality of the human psychology. So in turn, just like I saw, most people don't, they reclaim back. And so casinos don't get hit as bad as you think on a craps table in those instances. Same thing happened in Philadelphia for the 4 hour and 22 minutes, second place, longest roll in history. and that was Harris, Philadelphia. That happened a few years ago, and same thing. You would think 4-hour roll, oh my God, but negligible to what they could have potentially lost. And so when you have that mentality and those statistics, you're like, well, potentially, I guess you could just keep paying the system $200 pot and exponentially win, stuff like that. I'm not out for it. I'm not down for the sickness. My phone just died, so I don't even know the comments. That means I need to get out of here. But guys, I mean, I know I did this and I'm drinking, and I'm not hating on anybody, but at the end of the day, you have got to understand. You see a system, you play the system, you practice the system, and from that, you become more educated. Now, if that system fails or that system isn't right for you, you still gain knowledge and experience from the system itself. And that's huge. And, you know, that kind of experience doesn't happen on a computer. That kind of experience doesn't happen by telling you. That experience happens from you rolling it out, experiencing yourself, feeling the fear, feeling everything. So that's my 2 cents about it. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. But this is Charlie from Drunk Guy Explains, and I'll check you guys next time. Oh, and by some miracle, you got to 3.5 hours of a live stream, and you watch this when it's not live. If you want to see more Q&As, definitely this wasn't really a Q&A. This was more of a analysis. I don't know. But if you want to see more of me commenting on other videos and strategies and stuff like that, make sure to comment, and so that way I know. And I mean, based on my subscriber count, 5 people say they want to see it, then I'm going to do it. And it's fun because this allows me to drink more when I'm actually better set up. Drink more and have more fun, because I might do this in my office, which is a little bit more easier to set up. And I can just point to stuff with a pencil instead of this giant thing with my back and everything. So guys, this is Charlie from Drunk Guy Explains. I'll check you guys and gals next time.